Nerd. Hello, everybody.
Oh no, he was saying he's got the.
Oh yes, again. Never. It's never happened. But welcome everyone to episode 7 of the Fully Rendered Podcast. I am joined, of course, this evening, at least here in the UK, but this afternoon by...
Pulp Fiction, what's up, guys?
And of course, the lovely...
Peachy Pixelate, suck.
Peachy Pixelate.
I wasn't
Blows
sure if
vape
there was
into the
going to
mic.
be a meme. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a meme or not. So I'm like, I'll give it time. Oh no, I have
Fuzzy
to speak
Peachy.
now. Okay.
It's just
I'm not
Fuzzy
fuzzy.
Peachy.
I'm just.
Yes, that's it. No, you're Fuzzy Peachy now.
Okay, I have a
Fuzzy
new
Peachy.
name every fucking fortnight, dude.
It's either Poochie or Fuzzy Peachy.
Yeah, I want it to be next week. The egg.
Fucci.
Yeah.
We'll just bring it all into one thing. But yes, welcome everyone. We have had a relatively quiet news cycle. There's been big things, but there are things that have been around for a while. But we'll touch on a couple of things. First and foremost, though, Hope, if you don't mind talking about it, we've been doing
What?
some plans this week, have you not?
I have. Wedding
Yeah.
plans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
Yeah. Not too bad. We went to go look at the venue yesterday.
Is it still going to be? I don't know if you want to name drop it
It's
or
gonna be on a ghost ship.
right. Is it? Have you got it then?
We're gonna know for sure this week.
Oh, okay. Fingers crossed. I
Yeah.
won't go into details of the exact
Is it a
location.
themed ghost ship or an actual ghost ship?
It's an actual ghost ship. It's called the Queen Mary.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's pretty. It's a famous one too.
I know the Queen Mary, but it just okay. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that was a
we're gonna be
thing.
on the Queen Mary.
That's kind
We're
of
gonna
dope.
do. It's gonna be do like a Halloween theme.
That's gonna be sick.
So we're gonna and it looks like very Art Deco, but they're redoing the ship, so there wasn't really anybody there when we went to go see. So we got to see like dilapidated
Right.
displays and shit. It was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Like
That is
obviously
dope.
you told us about the details, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been on the Queen Mary back at
Yeah.
TwitchCon 2018.
Yeah,
wanna
we were
say.
there all day yesterday. Well, not all day, like for a few hours.
Yeah, that's cool though.
So
And
yeah,
you get
I'm
to
excited.
enjoy the beach around there as well, I guess as well.
Oh god, it's really beautiful over there.
Yeah. It's proper
So,
nice.
and I guess like they do a lot of Halloween stuff around that time of year too. So it's gonna be rad. It's gonna be rad. It's gonna be rad. I'm excited.
That's cool.
Once new details come up, I'll let you know.
Oh, nice one. Peachy.
Thank you.
I'm not getting married now.
He's not getting
Oh
married.
no, are you sure?
No. But now I know Ghost Ship is on the table.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna have to just pick someone up and marry them now.
Just
You
for the
there,
ghost ship
marry
angle.
me. Why?
You busy?
I found a ghost
The
ship.
room we were looking at was used to be like a gentleman's lounge. So it's like the woman actually like introduced it like only he's allowed in.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll stand out back. It's cool.
Keep your cocaine and strippers. We'll go
Oh.
around the corner and discuss crochet.
I think cocaine has been done in that room too.
To the doily room.
To the doily
To
room.
the doily room, women.
So, did you get up to anything, Peachy, this week? Anything particular?
I've actually mostly been painting, surprisingly enough. But
That's
I
right.
had 3 days off, solid, painted, a bunch of books. You can't see them.
Oh yeah.
Because, yeah.
can't
I mean,
see.
oh, look at that. Wow.
looks so good.
Resolute.
It
Look at all
looks
that.
so great. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I've been painting. I haven't really been up too much.
That's
Not
fair.
this month, at least.
Sometimes it's nice to just relax and chill out and not really get into too much. I actually had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. And when I originally booked it off, I was like, oh, because I had some come around to fix some stuff in my kitchen on Thursday. And I was like, oh, well, I want to be around when it happens, but I may as well make something of it. And then someone reminded me this Monday, it's Bank Holiday Monday, next Monday. And I was like, sick, I actually have more time off than I thought. So I've just got like 6 days of not having to worry about work. I've recently been
Oh, that's
promoted.
nice.
So it's just like to wind down before I go deep on this new role that I'm doing. So yeah, I've just been watching anime and The Last Kingdom, which is like a British version of Vikings, basically. And
Alright.
I can see
it's kind of okay, actually. I've been enjoying it. The lead actor looks like the child of Brad Pitt, like strikingly like him. It's just like, what the hell? But yeah, it's actually quite good. If you like Vikings, check out The Last Kingdom. But should we jump into our topics for the day?
No.
No topics. So we're going to
The
start
only
the day.
topic that matters is ghost ship weddings.
Oh,
Ghost ship
ship.
weddings. We're all going on
Yes.
ghost ship weddings.
Skull and
also
Bones is
we were looking
actually
at,
based on Pulp's
yeah,
wedding.
we were looking
Don't
at
say
staying on the
that.
boat too. By the way, I thought I'd let you guys know we were looking at staying at the boat too, and the suite I think we might be renting out is the Winston Churchill suite.
Oh, sick.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
It's like you go in, it's like how many bitches did he bang in here?
Probably
Or
not even his wife.
could be many things. Knowing
Could be many things
politicians.
going on in there.
But yeah, so our first topic of the day is the game that convinced the world it wasn't real. Have you guys seen this footage yet?
Never even fucking heard
No,
of
I've
this,
never
dude.
even heard of this. I want to.
So UNRECORD is it's a small dev team. They released some footage about 2 years ago, and it's about body cam,
Oh no, I do
like
know
perspective, and you play as a detective or a cop, and you've got to shoot the bad guys. They haven't gone too much on the plot as of yet, but they just showed what some of the gameplay is like, and they do area scanning and area mapping. So the game looks incredibly realistic, and they've done
this.
things
Oh, is
with
it kind of like mega textures?
yeah, so like they've literally like scanned a real life area and then made it into a game environment. You'll notice like the way the hands move and stuff, and the camera bobs and things like that. Loads of people have watched this and they're like, no, this is actually body cam footage, and you're just pretending to make it a game. But then they showed us.
You can tell. You
well,
can tell.
yeah,
it's
there's a few things that give it away, like some post processing stuff, and they showed some stills where there's none of the post processing occurring, and it's like, yeah, this is a video game kind of thing. But when you see it all in motion, it is
very convincing.
very, very convincing to the point, like I said, people were like, nope, this isn't real, it's all bullshit. But then they did another video where they actually showed you it in engine and then passing through walls and objects and stuff like that. And you can see some of the textures aren't like fully built yet. Like there's at the very, very beginning, there's green banners lining a fence, and they're flat, despite the fact that there's curvature to them and things like that. But it's very subtle things at the moment. But yeah, whole internet was like, no, it's not real. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. And eventually we're like, oh, maybe it is actually real. So having seen this, is this something that you would look forward to seeing in games?
I'm gonna
for
keep an
sure.
eye out on it, or eye for it, because like this looks really, it looks neat. I mean, you could tell it's a game, but it's convincing that nonetheless.
Don't forget, some people have seen this on, a little Twitter video and stuff. So that's going to hide a lot of stuff.
That makes sense.
Is this at all related to the Ghost Investigation body cam game?
No, that's a different game.
Okay.
What game is that?
I can't remember the name of it, but there is another game.
Body cam investigation.
There's so many ghost investigation games, so that's like now there's a body cam one.
Yeah, I think there's always been this weird thing with like found footage, hasn't there? Since the Blair Witch Project.
Found footage for at least for horror, it's cheaper they're just cheaper to produce as films, but like for a video game, I mean that's a cool concept for a video game, nonetheless. But
yeah, I think there's
by
like
the way,
Go on.
anyone who's watching this now, probably the majority, your game will not look like this.
Oh no, probably most likely.
This is
This
probably
will
running
not look like
so
this
much
on my
power
computer for
to get it
sure.
to look like that.
Yeah.
Well, I would say I can't remember if he released the specs, but this is on consumer hardware.
Yeah, but a 4090 is consumer hardware, Brian.
Yeah, but like
that costs like $2,000, dude.
considering how long it would take for this to actually come out anyway, I could definitely foresee this, particularly with the technology involved in having experienced Unreal Engine 5. I could see this running on, like, if not necessarily current gen consoles, like the pro versions of them, like PS5 Pro and things like that. I could definitely see this happening.
Oh, what's the point in having a pro? I thought the whole point of a console is you don't have to keep updating it.
Yeah.
But people have money, and they're always going to spend more money if they're given the
PC,
opportunity.
Brian.
You say that, but how
We'll
many?
get what Respawn did to us, okay?
Yeah, as we say, like later in the show, we're going to be talking
Join this century
about Jedi Survivor and how well that's not running on PC at the moment. You got to hand it to console players.
It's like part of the reason why I got a PS5 is for some games I'm like, I don't even want to deal with all the specs on that shit.
Yeah.
So it's just give it, just let me buy it on like a hard copy of that.
Yeah, it's a lot more reliable on console to get a game currently.
So this has been doing the rounds a lot on Twitter. But it did. Was this like a couple of years ago?
So they did a video about 2 years ago. This is the new one.
I remember seeing that. And then when I saw on Steam somewhere the body cam Ghost Investigation, I was like, oh, this is where it went. But apparently different games.
Yeah, totally different.
Interesting.
Game. Yeah, the stuff you can do with area scanning and area mapping is crazy. There's another video out there of like a village in like a valley with a waterfall in front of it, and everything looks like real vegetation and grass and stuff like that. And you're looking at a house. It's almost as if you've been dropped into like Google Maps and you're just looking at real life stuff, but it's 3-dimensional. So it's pretty crazy how realistic things have become. I am looking forward to it. I also am expecting a lot of discourse where people are like, oh no, this is going to convince the children to shoot people. And it's like, no.
Oh, jeez. Like,
no.
Well, I mean, like, COD, if COD hasn't taught these children to shoot people.
Like, it's obviously that's never going to be backed up with fact because it's ludicrous, but
no,
it's going to hand people more ammo who are of that asinine mentality.
No, it's like, I mean, it's also funny because, like, you know, whenever you play some of these games, especially like my favorites, like going back to like older school games, like, you know, 007, where it's like how he's dual wielding AK-47s and rocket launchers. What the fuck? When you actually shoot some of these guns, like, dude, that's not. It's not like a game.
Yeah, you're gonna probably lose a limb if you're not holding it properly and things like that.
Yeah.
Movies are
I've
quite
photorealistic. From
photorealistic.
shooting a gun before.
Movies are very, very photorealistic because they're photos.
They are.
And no video. Okay. All right. Okay. No.
They
Sure.
are.
No, you make a lot of sense.
So on to the
I
next
like John Wick,
topic.
though.
What's the next thing that isn't society collapsing in on itself?
So the next topic
it is society collapsing.
It
in
is
on
society.
Is it again? Oh God.
Well, it's
oh,
not
no.
society per se. It's Hasbro's lack of control on their bitches, which is Wizards of the Coast, and them
that's
sending
some
the
goofy ass
Pinkertons.
wacky shit.
Yeah. So for those who don't know,
Can we explain what the Pinkerton? Oh, yeah. Say
Yeah.
what the story is first.
Yes.
Obviously, idiot Peachy, shut up.
So for those who don't know, there was a YouTuber. I've forgotten his name. It is in here somewhere. He is also known as Cannon. That's his surname at the very least. But a YouTuber basically made a transaction with a distributor for the Magic the Gathering cards that are part of a certain series that's recently come out. But he got given about $4,000 worth of a new unreleased set of cards that are kind of part of that series. So like the version 2 of them or an expansion of them. And the Wizards of the Coast sent a private investigative company, whatever you want to call it, called the Pinkertons, which are quite infamous.
Pinkertons. Now,
The
if you're in the
Pinkertons.
UK, you're probably not fully aware of the Pinkertons. And now Brian will explain to you who the Pinkertons are.
Well, from what I know, they're basically just paid goons. You basically say, oh, these people have stolen my shit. I'm hiring you as a private detective or whatever to go collect it. And they just like strong arm you into giving stuff over and whatnot. This isn't apparently the first time Magic have done this.
See, I didn't even know the Pinkertons were still around. This just sounds like some mafia shit where like you just send in your goons and then they break his legs while they're at it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think they were involved in anti-union behavior back a long time ago, and they're still going strong.
Like,
I had no idea.
Doing the same shit.
That's the part that surprised me more. That's the one takeaway I have from this whole thing was like they're still around.
Are they behind me right now?
At any moment.
From what I understand, they are the US version of the Peaky Blinders, basically, but like real life.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders for sure.
And they just send them around like, oi, give it like will be intimidating. But I think
They're just not as suave. They don't have the same cheekbones.
yeah, they don't have Cillian Murphy, unfortunately.
Yeah,
no.
it's Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. So this YouTuber legally bought some cards. Bought them. He owns those cards. The Pinkertons didn't enter the premises, but wouldn't allow the door to be shut. And I think in order for a door to be shut, not to be shut, you need a foot inside the premises. Illegal.
Yeah. At least here in the UK, I can't guarantee that is the case.
I think this is the American
like a foot
one
or something.
because you can tell them to get off your property, and if they don't,
Oh yeah, you could shoot people if they're on your property.
you can just shoot people in America. They don't care.
Yeah,
It's
the
just-
people
it's just how
just
it
shoot
is.
you.
Yeah,
really
and
fucked
then
up
took
sometimes.
those cards that he legally bought. Wizards of the Coast stole cards off someone who legally purchased cards. He didn't like find them. He didn't sign an NDA and say not. He bought them and went, oh wow, and took photos and put them online. The videos have been delisted, which he doesn't need to do. He can sue. He could I don't think he is. I think he's like, okay, you know, blah 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 blah. But he could sue the tits of Wizards of the Coast. Wizards, what are you doing, bro? What, like, we just got past all this nonsense, and now you just sent the Pinkertons to break someone's legs, allegedly.
Yeah. So the Pinkertons arrived. Apparently, it was his wife that answered the door, and they were like, "Is your husband here by blah blah, blah full name? We need to speak to him immediately." She went to go get him. Couldn't close the door because they'd basically stepped into the door to prevent that. He then went to speak to them. He then led them out, like, away from the door so she could close the door whilst she remained inside. And they were like, "Oh, you've stolen this property, blah 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 blah." And he was like, "I've done no such thing. I bought it off a distributor, etc." Wizards of the Coast did end up coming out with a statement, and they were basically saying, "Oh yeah, we tried to initiate a bunch of phone calls, but he didn't answer. But we appreciate if it's an unrecognized number that he wouldn't necessarily answer the phone." They didn't send any emails, and so they just went straight to the Pinkertons, who then said he was stealing stuff. But then Wizards of the Coast were like, no, we would never send someone to intimidate. We would never send someone to collect stolen goods. If we actually thought it was stolen, we'd send the police. We just wanted someone to make contact because there wasn't any contact via the phone. And yeah, Cannon was basically like, "That's a load of bullshit," but they reimbursed him for the $4,000 that he spent and gave him different cards, the cards that he was supposed to have gotten. And after that, he was just like, "Yeah, okay, fair enough."
Hey Brian, I think the feed froze.
The feed? On whose end?
Oh, no, oh, on mine. Never mind. It's gone. It's good.
Okay. So,
Sorry.
yeah. No, all good, all good. So I personally do think it's a wee bit weird. Like, you do come across, like...
I mean, how else would you get the Pinkertons involved if they didn't say the word stolen?
Hasbro have the Pinkertons on speed dial. They've used them before.
Really?
So this is Hasbro, and then what? Wizards of the Coast just said they stole these, or Hasbro went, "Oh, we'll just tell them they stole them because we want to use the Pinkertons strong arm." If Wizards of the Coast got in touch with him, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, fair."
There are other connections between Wizards of the Coast and the Pinkerton Agency. Robert M. Klimek, who has been the Director of Security Risk Management at Hasbro for the last 12 years, was previously the Director of Supply Chain Security Practice at Pinkerton Consulting Investigations. So, like, one of the stakeholders used to be, like, one of the bosses of Pinkertons.
There is apparently a law in America that the only company... they're the only company that has been banned from being hired by the US government, the Pinkertons.
Which I could understand because there'd be like conflict of interest and shit.
I mean,
it's probably because there's just so, you know, a moral and just company. That's probably why they're banned. They're just too, you know, they're just
in America, morally unjust.
Yeah.
America.
Welcome to sarcasm.
America.
I'll never do it again. I was trying. You know what?
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, that's just what America needs at some point. I mean, we're
what
already
America needs is the
we're
Pinkertons,
America
damn
needs.
it.
Oh my god. Oh
So,
jeez.
have either of you, being content creators, been in a similar situation where you've gotten something before you should have?
Yes.
Yes. And
And
have you...
accidentally streamed it a day early.
Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't end up with like armed goons at your door?
No, I objectively
No, I'm in
apologized because
America.
I signed something.
Right.
That I was in the wrong there. This guy signed nothing. He bought some bloody cardboard off a site that sells cardboard.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah,
Like, that guy needs to take Wizards of the Coast to court. To court. If the Pinkertons were armed as well, it's like a major felony for them to do the foot in the door thing in America.
I mean, just straight. Was it in America where this happened?
Yeah.
America.
It was in America?
Yeah.
They should have been shot.
You're the only fucking country that has the Pinkertons, mate.
Yeah. We've got the
Of course
peaky
it
fucking
is.
blinders.
Oh yeah, the Act of 1893 is called the Anti-Pinkerton Act.
Well, they should have been shot.
I'm sure they've got great ethics. Great ethics.
Like, I can understand, obviously, if he was uploading videos, you could be like, "Oh no, that's too soon." Kind of, maybe not even copyright strike, but at least forewarn with an email like, "Hey, can you take this video down? This isn't supposed to be
Yeah,
out to the
dude,
public
that's what's
until
so
X and Y
crazy is
date.
If,
Yeah, and
if he
then
signed an NDA, yeah, copyright strike is probably actually fine. Okay, I messed
well,
up.
if he signed an NDA, then that would mean, and he made a video about it, then he would be, they would actually be, it would be litigious. Like they could actually sue his ass.
yeah. In this
Yeah,
case,
But
he
like,
just uploaded some
maybe
copyrighted
not send the
material.
armed goons. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I was so confused. I was like, see, that's why I said like I didn't even know the Pinkertons were still alive, around. I mean, same difference. So it's like, I mean, the U.S. government might as well have them as well at this point. Jesus Christ, because they have everyone else.
Yeah, it is a weird way to go about it. You would think, and having worked with people who have done stuff like that before, accidentally, it is usually a case of, yeah, can you not? And then they go, yeah, our bad, sorry, my bad, I'm gonna take it down. It's taken down. When's the
and in that
embargo
case,
lift?
they've usually signed something.
Yeah, but even if they haven't, that would be a reasonable response.
Yeah, can you take this down? We'll reimburse you with
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and I mean, from what I can tell from what I've seen of this guy, he would have 100% gone, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that. No,
Yeah,
I
I mean, what's
to break his
surprising
legs.
too, what's surprising too is why Hasbro didn't actually go. I mean, not only just like look, I mean, they probably are looking into where he actually got the cards.
They are, yeah. They're investigating like the distributor and how it.
Yeah, there's a
how it all
distributor
occurred.
warehouse mix-up. That's what's happened here, and this poor guy is paying for it.
Yeah.
Like this guy, him and his family have been harassed by Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
That's where it's come from. Like, yeah, it might be Haribo.
Well, I mean, just
Star Mix.
I'm just
Hasbro.
so yeah, I'm surprised like they went straight to him and like instead of like trying to seek out where exactly the purchase was made. That's
They're
just
trying to
so
strong on him and just get everyone
they
to
probably
fold.
they probably stone cold stunning the mom or the wife too while they're at it.
Yeah, the wife
It's
was
like-
crying apparently and was like,
Yeah.
I mean,
emotionally upset.
who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'd be pretty hysterical if I opened the door. It's like the fucking Pinkerton. I'd be like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, it's pretty screwed up.
But
It's-
in America, we have a lot of guns here. So I mean, not in California. In California, our gun laws are crazy. So I mean, they're lucky.
right. Yeah.
I mean, the guys. What happened with the guy though? That is outside of the cards.
So yeah, he ended up giving them the cards, and then Wizards were like, okay, we'll replace the amount that you spent with the actual cards you were supposed to have received. So he actually got that.
So wait, was it Wizards of the Coast fault?
No, I think they would. Well, it was their fault in terms of they sent the fucking Pinkertons, but otherwise they were like, no, you're just not supposed to have these. But you have paid for them legally, but you're not supposed to have them. Blah blah blah. So we're gonna trade them with you if you'd be a nice bloke about it, and we'll.
Oh my god! Like that's just.
He
And we'll take
should
the
not.
Pinkertons off.
After that, that is not where you're a nice person. After
Oh
that.
my god!
Yeah,
so it's
and like
just-
I was saying, they should have
this is
just been
like
like, can you take down the videos and not talk
this is
about
why
it
I
until
was-
XYZ date?
That's what I was saying. Like, to you guys, like, this is just wacky mafia shit. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
it was
It's-
a
Like, I'm not
very
meaning to laugh. I'm
overreaction.
not. I'm laughing at the ridiculous of this situation, not what happened.
Oh, it is.
No, it is horrible what
ridiculous,
happened.
isn't it?
All
Yeah, what
Wizards of the
happened is
Coast needed
horrible.
to do.
It's just, it sounds literally like send in the goons and break his legs for our mistake.
Wizards could have for free completely fixed this by saying, "Hey, you want to be on our content like partner team, and we'll tell you some stuff. We'll give you information before launch. You can get your videos ready." And he would have like, "Yeah, I'll take that down. That is for free. That costs them nothing. They don't."
Mhm.
And like it looks good because they just went, "Hey, can you not do this?" But no, they Wizards of the Coast all over this, and they're
They
in
pulled
the,
Wizards of the Coast.
like their reputation is in tatters.
Oh,
And is
absolutely.
it all Haribo's fault?
All
Yes.
Haribo's fault. Yeah, the streamer had, I think, about 4,000 followers at the beginning of this. I don't know how many he has now, but I imagine it's probably helped him in some regard.
I bloody
Yeah.
hope so.
With regards to
I really hope
followership.
so.
Let's see if I can find a link to his channel. Probably not. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I thought it was very much an overreaction, and another thing just to add to Wizards of the Coast being really weird. lately.
Illegal. They have behaved illegally.
Yeah.
Moving on. CMA. For those who don't know, that is not the Country Music Association. That is the.
Wait, it isn't?
It's not. No, it's
Ah,
the.
damn it,
I
I'm
better
out.
throw out all these notes then.
No,
Shit.
it's the Competitive Markets Authority here in the UK. So they decide when a deal is going to be a monopoly or whatnot, or if it's right. So the UK have blocked the deal. Microsoft are going to be appealing it. A lot of people are like, oh, well, they can appeal. And then a lot of people are pointing out that almost no one ever has won an appeal against the CMA. So there is that. And there are technically, I suppose, things they could do to get around it, but it would be very, very expensive for Microsoft to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see this coming?
I disagree with everything you just said.
Well, I'm just saying, like, how
It's
it
the
is.
first I'm hearing
I'm
about it.
disagreeing with the information you are passing on to me. And I'll tell you why. Now, this might be a little bit tinfoil hat here, right?
Okay.
But the block is the weakest shit ever. It is. Do you know what the block is on? The reason that this is a monopoly, like, I don't think this should happen. Microsoft are too big. They are too big. They need to be broken up into small companies. But regardless of that, this block is because it would be uncompetitive in the cloud gaming space. This would mean that Microsoft would own 70% of the cloud gaming space, right?
Not quite. They said just in the cloud space, it's not just like when people have been reading this, they've been thinking, oh, because of xCloud. But it's not just xCloud. It's about the infrastructure of cloud gaming and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
Azure and things like that. And Azure it is the market leader. So
do you know how much market percentage cloud gaming has over gaming in general across all of it?
At the moment, very little, probably about 10%.
1%.
Yeah. But that's not why they did it. They didn't do it for the current market.
They've done it because this is all they have. This is going to go through. That is weak. All Microsoft got to do is, okay, no cloud gaming, because cloud gaming is shit. It's not worth anything right now.
I don't think that, because if
Microsoft
it was
could break
that
off
easy,
a company. They break off a company that does the cloud gaming shit. They get through scot-free. Nothing stops Microsoft steamrolling the world.
Okay, so saying that they break off.
I did say tinfoil hat. I did say that.
But when you say, oh, it's going to be easy, it's nothing, that's going to be very expensive to do. That's money that Microsoft do not want to spend, which is why they're going to try and appeal it first. Otherwise, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, we'll just do this then. Like, it's still something remarkably expensive that they absolutely do not want to do. Plus, it would also mean that the deal still wouldn't go through. They would have to redo the deal and go, okay, this is the new Microsoft that's buying Activision. So it wouldn't just be a case of, oh, we'll appease you. They had an attempt to appease, and then the CMA went, no, you've not done enough. We are blocking it. So they won't be able to go forward with that sell, at least here in the UK. Again, there are things you can do around it, but it's all going to be remarkably expensive. And the CMA's reasoning behind it isn't the current gaming climate. It's an emerging technology. It's a technology that can grow and is getting more and more popular. In the last 3 years, it like trebled in size.
Yes, Stadia was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we all take the piss out of Stadia, but Stadia's one that didn't do very well. You still got
a very high profile one.
It was a high profile and highly marketed one, but it didn't get as much player base as, say, the Nvidia one does. And of course, what the CMA is saying is if Microsoft owns all the games and all the studios and all the developers, that they will have free reign on what cloud platforms can run those games in the future when they predict. And I agree, I do think it will become a lot more popular as the infrastructure becomes more stable and more available. Their concern is that cloud gaming will be dominated on the Azure platform, on Microsoft's platform. And they can go, no, you can't distribute it on Android. You can only distribute it on ours that does it via Windows or Azure or whatever. You can't do it via whatever one Nvidia uses at the moment. They may even use Azure for all I know, or Nintendo.
This is all they have is the cloud gaming angle. That's all they have. That's the only thing that stopped it.
But it's enough.
Surely more important things before cloud gaming that is anti-monopoly, like the anti-giant corporations taking over everything. And all they can pull out of their ass is cloud gaming. That sounds weak. That sounds so weak.
It sounds weak, but that's their reasoning. And that's all they need at the end of the day.
Well, before the record, Microsoft needs to be fucking just dismantled into much smaller pieces.
Yeah. I mean, I
too
guess
big. It's way too big.
The way it works though is at the end of the day, CMA say no, and that's no.
I'm not in the UK. A lot of this goes over my head. It just sounds, all of it just sounds like bonkers to me.
You must have
basically-
anti-monopoly laws, though.
It'd
right?
be the base.
Oh,
it-
yeah.
so
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the same
No,
as the
we have
FCA.
anti-monopoly
I
laws
think it is the
here.
US one, the FCA, who are also likewise saying, yeah, we're probably going to block it, or they've at least alluded to it. So
Oh, I haven't heard about that. I gotta look into this.
yeah, and the EU haven't passed their judgment yet, and I think they were like, yeah, we're probably not going to let it go through anyway. But like, that's it. It's blocked in the UK. They could appeal, but as I said, it's incredible. Like, there has been no appeals, as far as I'm aware, that have ever succeeded against the CMA.
Yes, but has any no been on such shaky foundations?
I haven't looked at every single one, so I
Yeah,
couldn't tell you.
exactly.
But at
like,
the same
don't know
time,
either,
I
honestly.
feel like if none of them have passed, I imagine every time there's been some kind of block, it has been appealed by people with expensive lawyers, and they've never
Yeah,
won. So
but
going on that track record.
maybe because they were wrong. The reason for an appeal is for if some a wrong judgment gets overturned, right? That's the reason.
I'm not
That's
saying
why
it's
that's
impossible.
exist.
I'm just saying it's
This,
unlikely
this
based on
just
history.
seems so weak that all they've got is no cloud gaming. Like everything else they do, and it's cloud gaming. That's the one that they managed to stop on, and that worries me that it will go through. That it does. That it just doesn't seem like a strong enough defense.
No, it
And-
really doesn't. I mean, because that's
What
really
if Microsoft make rights?
That's an odd rationale
fucking-
to fall back on entirely. Just cloud gaming.
Yeah, if Microsoft signs an agreement to say we won't regulate to a degree what platforms our cloud gaming will be on, does that just delete it? Like,
They already tried that. And like I said, the
Oh, they
decision's
did?
been made.
I mean, I see
This
it's
isn't
just like,
we want you to do this, and if you do that, we'll let it through. They have gone, no, you've been given your chance to address our concerns, and you haven't. Therefore, it is off the table. So Microsoft can't then just be like, oh, go on, but we took the thing that you were upset about. And then the CMA go, oh, go on then. Let's have some tiffin. They're like, no, like you've had your opportunity, piss off kind of thing. So the only thing that would get it to go through now is one, the appeal. And I know you're saying that you think it's a weak argument, but I don't want to say whether it is or not, because I can see where they're going with it. And at the end of the day, I'm not like a financial analyst and stuff in the background. This is above my head, unfortunately.
The whole reason I'm on this
damn it,
podcast,
Brian.
Brian.
I'm a smart ass, but that's about as far as it goes, unfortunately. But yes, I'm not a financial analyst, rather. So yeah, I suspect that it may not be as weak an argument as we think it is, because we're looking at it from the perspective of gamers who just interact with Stadia and such, and they're not looking at the long run where they can anticipate. Because I think the way they see it is, technically, they almost already have the monopoly when it comes to cloud stuff. Because in a corporate world, Azure is it, and
How
then
much cloud stuff does
Azure's like 60 to 70% of the market, and then I think it's AWS.
Activision doesn't have anything. It's based on the IP that they would get from Activision.
Yeah, and then they could be like, okay, all this IP is only going on our cloud supported platforms, so anything that uses Azure or whatever, or xCloud or whatever.
In a strange way, that is actually pro-consumer. Okay, and hear me out. Okay, you remember old Netflix?
yes,
That was
when
great.
they would
Everything
get
was
a lot
on
of
there.
DVDs.
You know, current streaming platforms, there are 45 billion of them, and it sucks, so we all pirate again, allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's in my name. I can't escape this. It's in my name. But
So, like, I'm glad it's been stopped. But I'm pessimistic, and I'm like, it's stopped for now. There's a lot of money riding on this, launching another
I know
campaign
there's
to try
no
and
doubt
get
in my
this
mind
to
that
pass.
that Microsoft will appeal this.
Also, those companies are all American companies. They're not British companies.
yeah, but they still have to trade here, which is why the block would prevent them from trading it, and that's why Microsoft are like, oh, they clearly don't want employees of Microsoft in the UK or whatever, things like that.
No, we'd love them. Do you want to pay taxes?
Yeah.
No.
Come play our
No, Americans don't want to pay
crisis.
taxes.
Fund our cost of living crisis by all means. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I didn't really have a horse in the race. I kind of wanted it to go through because of the short term. Because Game Pass, I like Game Pass. I want the Blizzard games on Game Pass because then I don't have to pay for them. And then I will feel less guilty when they're being knobheads. And I can play, you know what? I didn't pay them anyway. I'm playing your game for free. Nah, kind of thing. But yeah.
I kind of do to a degree because they all kick out Bobby Kotick.
And it would
got
rid of Kotick,
that's
yeah.
a win, but Microsoft is too big. It's too big.
Yeah, 100%.
It's ridiculous.
Hopefully, something might come about in the future. Maybe more sterner laws. We'll have to see. But the next subject is Jedi Survivor, or Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Whoa!
Apparently, got a really good story. Apparently, it's visually very pretty.
Still playing through the first one, so I don't know.
Plays well on PlayStation 5.
Brilliant. Good.
Is on fire when it comes to the PlayStation, to the PC, unfortunately. Apparently, it's really bad, especially if you are loaded and have high-end graphics cards. So if you're on like a 480 or a 4090.
Oh, so that means I'm good. I'm good.
I think Skillup did a video and he tried it on a 2080 Ti. So still like enthusiast class, but obviously a few years old now. And he couldn't play it. It would have massive frame drops.
Did anyone see the Digital Foundry video?
Not yet, no.
I love Digital Foundry. You know who they are.
Yeah.
So it's a lazy port. First of all, I do want to say what Respawn actually they put something out there. We are aware that Star Wars Jedi Survivor isn't performing to our standards for a percentage. Yes, 100% is still a percentage of our PC players. High-end machines in certain specific configurations. Now they say, while there is no single comprehensive solution for PC performance, the team has been working on fixes we believe will improve performance across a spectrum of configurations. Okay, this is nonsense to try and make idiots go, oh, okay, I understand. And the reason for this is the game is CPU blocked. This is the bottleneck, is the CPU. It is not utilizing all the cores at all. It will peg like 2 cores at like 70%. And that's it. It won't go higher and they won't use other cores. And there are scenes where the graphics card is being utilized by 24%. Even on a 4090, that is just not utilizing a graphics card at all. So this is a bad port, and they're like, oh, but it's so difficult because everyone has so many PCs. No, you haven't done it to make work on any PCs. This is
they very clearly developed it for console, and then they were just like, just throw it on PC, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's lazy. They have fucked up. This is an unfinished product for PC. This is not ready for prime time. This is bullshit. And then they're feeding us lines to just make you go, oh, no, of course. Yeah, my mate has a completely different PC to mine. No, they are talking absolute shit out of their bottoms.
Oh, yeah. And someone in my chat just informed about the DRM also is bullshit as well. Like it locks you out if you play the game on more than 2 devices.
Yeah, so some of the testers are, like, oh, what does this run on a 4090? What does this run on a medium rig? Blah, 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 blah. And after 2 attempts, they couldn't try again because of the DRM.
Christ.
The game they bought, they can't play on their own PCs. This is just nonsense.
Yeah, it's another log on the fire, another PC port thrown on that doesn't really do what it's supposed to do, and it's annoying.
Well, yeah, because it's just like Last of Us all over again, where it's just like, we only developed it for a console. Just it's fine. It'll work on a PC.
The thing is,
throw it in there.
It's EA as well who've done this with Wild Hearts and probably other games this year that aren't coming to mind. Like it's
the original Jedi launched fairly badly as well.
Dude.
Not this bad. This is worse, but it
it
had some of the same issues. It's like
we fucked up by talking highly of EA at the beginning of the year. You know that, right?
Yeah, we did this.
This is
you
our
two.
fault.
I was hanging back, and you were like, oh,
you were
yeah.
complicit, Brian.
I love EA. Oh yeah, EA.
Whoa,
and I was like, I mean, they've done some all right things.
I said good job for now, Brian.
Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. But yes, it's annoying because surely, and obviously, again, we're not like financial analysts in this industry, but surely you would think the loss of revenue from the bad reviews and everything like that, and hampering the PC launch of the game, would far exceed spending an extra month on it and going, console ones, they come out today, PC, it's not ready yet, we don't want to fuck it up, give us a month just to optimize it, and then you can have a nice, lovely, smooth experience.
People would have been annoyed with that. 100%.
Yeah, you're always going to get people going, oh, but I don't get to play it at the same time as my brother who's playing it on the PlayStation. I don't care, you giant baby. Get over it, kind of thing.
that would be entitlement. This is not entitlement. This is not a finished product.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if they delayed it by a month, got the optimization out, and they were like, here you go, here's the game, and it works. And then you could be like, ooh, let's say nice things about it. Whereas now it's at like 22% negative on Steam.
It's when shit like this keeps happening, because it continuously happens. And where, like, you know, a game is so clearly developed that they only have the console in mind, and they just say like PCs treated as an afterthought. It makes you hesitant to even want to pick up a game on PC these days.
Oh yeah.
How did
It's
the
like,
original
oh, well,
one
am
sell
I even
on
gonna fucking be
PC?
able to play this fucking thing?
Because that first, I love that game. That was great. Most people I know played it on PC. I assume it sold well on PC.
I would imagine it was.
first one?
Yeah, it was commercially successful.
Oh yeah,
hence
no,
the
I
sequel.
have the first one on PC. That's what I'm saying. It's like I haven't picked up Jedi Survivor because I haven't played through the first one. I think I was gonna go stream it eventually at one point, and then I just never got around to do it. But I played a little bit of it, just like the beginning, and it played great. I had no issues with it. So then when I hear about this happening, and I haven't really been playing too many games this week, so I wasn't like keeping, you know, too on top of like the news on some, you know, that's been happening this week. You hear about this and you're like, well, shit. Do I even want to pick it up on PC or just wait?
Well, I mean, if it's all running, PC should be the superior visual clarity if you've got the hardware, obviously.
Yeah, so
well, that's the thing is when you have the hardware too, and then it's not working on, you know, then you find out it won't work on your hardware. That's the issue. And it's like,
it's not working correctly on any hardware, like
on any hardware in this case. Okay.
Even like big beefy PCs with multi-cores that have very strong single cores and in that multi-core, it's not utilizing all of that. It's barely touching the GPU. They haven't ported this to PC. They just like went, there we go, PC version, there we go. It's not finished. It's disgusting. And what's even more disgusting is their lies about there's no comprehensive solution for PC performance. There is. No. It's called porting your game correctly.
True. I'm not finding anything on sales, by the way, other than for PlayStation. It was one of the best-selling games in the week in both like Japan and in the UK on the PlayStation 4.
For the first one?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a wonderful game. I'm sure it is.
That's the thing is I'm pretty sure
great.
There is, if it runs, like I'm sure it's a fantastic game. But like this sounds like a nightmare. I mean, geez, society has collapsed on itself, hasn't it?
At least PC gaming society.
This is what we get for at all being like, you know, good job for once EA, because now they're like, oh well, wait, hold my beer and let me show you how much I'm gonna fuck up this year.
We just get some vouchers for doing nice things. Quick, fuck everything up for the next 3 months.
They do one nice thing, and then EA's like, all right, boys.
So
ready to fuck up again?
What good thing did you do this year? Oh, we gave homes to the homeless. Cool, set them on fire. Kind of thing. That's what EA's doing. They're just like, you know what?
I just helped a lady across the road. Cool. EA, man. Murder everyone else.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean,
no, we gave them fresh water, then we poisoned everyone else's.
Like someone in my chat mentioned, obviously there's KPIs, but as someone who has to work to KPIs as well, if you can put forward a good argument why to adjust those KPIs or adjust schedules or things like that, like again, there must be someone who goes, okay, this is how much money we're going to lose if we release shit product. Because like I said, right now it's like it's at mostly negative on Steam. So people are like, no, like there's comments on about like it runs like my ass on Taco Bell and things like that. Like
I saw that review and I do politely disagree. When I eat Taco Bell, my ass runs great. It runs a lot. So
really
it runs down your leg.
Really
it just runs.
I saw that one and I was like, absolutely not true. Your ass just never stops going. But I understood the sentiment and I respected it.
But what would you guys see as a good solution then? If they did come to a point where, like, if we release the game now, it's going to be bad, it's going to be objectively bad and poorly received, do you think it would be reasonable to go, you know what, we should delay the PC release or whatever platform is
That's what I
having
think is
difficulties?
they need to do is stagger PC
would
releases
suck.
because what it seems like they're doing is if you're again, like if you're trying to develop these games for a console game or just the console platform, then what you need to start doing is just they need to start just staggering the PC releases. You can't, I mean, because we're trying to rush to have everything released on across the board, and then you get shit like this happening.
Well, then you need to delay everything because marketing is one of the biggest budget like eaters of games, right? For these massive games, that costs so much money to market these games, right? So they obviously want to market them all together. Here's the thing, boom, that's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than marketing for separate
But
things.
you see that, but it's not just that. But you know, it even happened with what was it? Fucking like Cyberpunk too, where it worked better on PC in lieu of consoles.
I mean, there were issues on PC. That
I mean,
game
there are
wasn't ready
there are
either.
issues amongst there are more than just just issues with the consoles. But you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Is that
most people hated the console.
when you try to release it across on all across the board on all the platforms, including PC, and then it's like you're not there's not adequate testing for everything. It's clearly they would have caught this.
Yeah,
if
they
just
knew.
tested
They
it.
must have known.
They must
There
have
is
known,
no
or if
way.
they didn't know, then that's laziness on their part.
There's
So what
no
they need
way
to be
they
doing is
didn't
it's
know.
like, dude, I have no issues waiting for a game. I have no problem.
Same.
Like I know Nintendo's one of the few companies that actually does that. They'll say like we're gonna delay their shit, and I'm like, that's cool, delay it.
Delay a game. Yeah.
Delay your game. I don't care. Like just make it happen as long as it works upon release. I'm entirely fine. I'm
This
happy
isn't
to
a
wait.
development hell area either. This is optimizing to get it
thing.
ready for launch, right? This isn't a like, oh, we don't know where we're going with this. This is not a Duke Nukem Forever, for instance, right?
Right.
Like obviously they can't delay or they don't want to delay all of them. They have to delay the game that isn't ready. And it would suck. And you would be like, ugh, this sucks on PC. I'm a PC gamer. This fucking sucks. And it would, but it would. It really sucks now, and it looks terrible on them.
Well, that's the thing is like, okay, so in this case, with knowing all the news about like Jedi Survivor, I mean, I haven't played the first one. I've completed the first one, so it's not really at the top of my priority list to to pick up. But think about when the next one comes. If they decide to make a third one, are people going to want to pick it up upon release, knowing what happened with this one? Because now you kind of fucked up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I was using Cyberpunk as the example, because it's like they fucked up their reputation. So now anytime a new game comes out, you're like, is it gonna work this time?
And people actually use Cyberpunk as a reference in memes and stuff. It's like, oh, is it going to be like Cyberpunk kind of thing? And you could argue that this is like
Cyberpunk as a serious example because I legitimately do enjoy Cyberpunk, and I know PG does too.
Yeah, I love it.
And even though amongst all those problems, when it comes to Project Red, we're kind of like going to be like, when they announced the new Witcher, it was a new Witcher game, and you're like,
yeah,
maybe fix Cyberpunk first.
Absolutely.
Like, maybe fix
Cyberpunk's
your first
in
game.
a very good place right now.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love that game.
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, Anthem's another one. That's
you have to delay it. You have to.
Yeah,
take
Anthem was also brought up. That's another one we should reference. We need a reference. But yeah, no, this is just a whole goddamn shame.
How long did it take No Man's Sky, Hello Games, to build back up all the, like, they had a bunch of hype and it launched and everyone was like, this is not what you promised me. And like, what, 6 years later, everyone's like, this is a brilliant game. It took them 6 years after a disastrous launch.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily 6 years. It's
the red update was where it was
with No Man's Sky, to be
Yeah.
fair, with No Man's Sky, you can probably give them a little bit of a pass because it wasn't an indie developer. Overpromising.
Technically, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay, then never mind. I will eat.
It was published
my
by
own word.
Microsoft.
It was publishing
Sony.
is not developing.
Sony, sorry.
That's not the developer. So
yeah, so they published it, and then they did have Sony marketing behind it, not necessarily Sony budget, but at least Sony marketing behind it.
That's why I was asking about that. So I try to be a little easier on No Man's Sky because I know it's immensely better than it was when it was first released. And I remember everyone was dogpiling that game when it first came out.
Yeah.
But it's what the
It
thing
wasn't
is
what they
in case
promised.
like this with Jedi Survivor, and that's why again I brought up Cyberpunk, and you can even use things like Outriders and other game, like anytime where it's a big, there's a big budget behind it. It's not an indie developer, and especially in this case with Jedi Survivor, the first game didn't have these kind of issues. So it's
The
like, what
first
the
one
fuck?
did have these issues. Some of the issues are the same.
Oh,
So
then
it's
never mind. Then I will shut the fuck up.
They weren't this
they're not
big, though.
as bad.
Like,
I
it
think their
was
shader
forgivable.
compiling is
Yeah.
still there's stuttering in scenes where they're compiling. There's a shader error where they're trying to compile all the things together. I don't know. I don't fully understand everything. I just hate EA right now. No, I'm like, you delay this. What? I don't know how long this takes to fix, but they're not building the game anymore. Surely you've got a lot more hands on deck.
Yeah.
Like, is this a month delay? I don't know how long it takes to make this better or playable.
The problem
on
is,
PC.
like, someone pointed out, like, everyone always complained when I brought up Nintendo, because like that's one good thing. That's one thing I will always give props to Nintendo, is that they're willing to delay games when it needs to be. And someone brought up in my chat about how people always complain about the delays. I think that's utterly ridiculous, because the people who complain about delays and like throw their little shit fits are the ones who are essentially, like, I mean, they're not the only ones, but like that kind of behavior is somewhat responsible for crunch times.
It's reminiscent of being a dickhead. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
you're being
people just going.
I'm sorry to put it simply and bluntly. Pardon my French. You're being a little bitch.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
it's just, if you want, do you want the game do you want the game fast and buggy as all hell, and like look at what happened in Jedi Survivor, or do you want it to be good?
Yeah.
And you shouldn't want to be like, oh well, they'll just patch it. Just like it's good. You just gotta wait for the patches. It's like, I don't want to wait for the fucking patches. I want the game done.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And we can all understand day one patches and then patches
Day one
for
patches
silly
are
little
entirely fine.
things here and there down the line.
Issues day one are entirely understandable, because you, even as much testing as they could provide, you're never gonna know where all the bugs are until it's released into a broader, like,
until a million people are playing it at the same time.
Yeah. So like, I'm entirely fine with with that. Like, if there's like some bugs that pop up, entirely fine. It's a realistic thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, even when like new systems come out, new consoles come out, like, I remember a long time ago with Microsoft, since we were just talking about them with the Red Ring, and people were giving Microsoft a lot of shit about that, and it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they tested the systems before they were released, but whether the likelihood that they were going to catch what it was, even though it was fatal for the system, it was, and I think that was only in the first run. But either way, it's like, sometimes they're not going to be able to catch every single thing on the, throughout testing, because they just don't have this large enough pool to catch
massive
everything.
games. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why in day one patches, I'm entirely on board. Like, I will never give shit about, or like seeing a couple bugs, like, oh, that's a little buggy, not gonna bother me. But when it's like this level,
I
of
enjoyed
like,
Cyberpunk on release. I can deal with the odd
I
thing.
love Cyberpunk. When I bought Cyberpunk on PC, I almost bought it on PS4. So my tune would have been a lot different probably if I did go through that. But it's something in the back of my head. Call it women's intuition. I decided to buy it on PC instead, and I was very happy. The bugs I got were legitimately funny. Like, but like cars falling from the sky and everything. Just some bugs were legitimately funny for me. I didn't have any game breaking ones, so I'm I have one quest I couldn't finish, but aside from that, like, I didn't have that many issues with it. But I understand why people were so pissed when they got it on other consoles, or like their system wasn't able to handle it. Of course. And it was because the game was tested properly, and that was another situation. The game was rushed out. Could have delayed it.
I mean, they did delay that. I would have put up with another
but there
delay,
were reports. There were reports though that there was crunch.
Yeah, and the shareholders were getting arsy about it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
The shareholders, I think, sued the company or something.
That was after the case, I thought. That was
just
after,
posted a picture
after release.
For reviews of Jedi Survivor. I think we can remove something like PlayStation Universe and Xbox Era. Everyone else is given this 10 out of 10, 5 stars, 9.5. By the way, if you're 9.5 out of 10, that's 100. That's out of 100, by the way. 9.5 is 95 out of 100. Never mind. So I don't think we can trust IGN France, NME.
I don't think it's a case you can't trust. I think it's a case they played on PlayStation 5.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm a PC gamer. I can't trust these
Well,
reviews.
also, who really does trust IGN?
I mean, IGN gets
millions of gamers, my dude.
Yeah,
I'm
like
joking. I'm
IGN does get a lot of
messing. I'm
flack, but at the end of the day, there's like
They're
20
okay.
billion
No, they've been
different
around for a long.
editors
They've been
and
around for a
writers and
long
stuff.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, because IGN's like not really the first place I go to for
They're more of an
for, like-
aggregate for a lot of people. They just look for the
Yeah.
rating and don't read the articles
Yeah,
as
I mean,
much.
it's okay.
This game is unplayable. IGN 10 out of 10.
Could be. Let's move on.
Yeah, I don't listen. Personally, I don't listen to IGN, but and obviously Peachy has another reason not to listen to IGN too.
We don't only bitch on this podcast, by the way.
I bet.
What's up next, Brian?
So, did either of you used to play Twisted Metal back in the day?
Yep.
Oh yes,
I was
and
addicted.
Vigilante 8.
I was addicted to Twisted Metal 2, which I think was called
Dude,
something
Twisted Metal 2 was the
Full
best.
Tour or something like that.
Wasn't there Twisted Metal Black as well? I think I played that one.
Yeah. So they're making a TV series.
Ooh,
On Peacock.
It's where they're launching it. It's fucking Peacock again.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking
Peacock, dude. Who are
What's going on?
Peacock?
Why are they buying all the game-related things as well?
That's funny. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, so could be something to look forward to.
You know what?
I will look forward to it
Maybe.
if I get a new Twisted Metal game with it. Because
Potentially,
But
if it did well.
Oh wait, hold on,
If
wait.
people
That's
are
such an
excited
odd
about it, why
choice.
not?
No, I'm excited. I'm
Do you know what? I know it's
I'll be
odd.
more excited if I get a game with it.
That is odd, but that's more doable in my mind than Doom is.
Yeah,
you go to
Twisted Metal,
Australia,
you have, like-
you get all those car stunt drivers in the
Yeah.
desert and smash them up with all the stunts they got there. That is way more doable than Doom.
I think that could be a good do you know what? I honestly think
I feel
Twisted
like
Metal
Greg
would be a
Miller
better
would have
movie.
something to say about that as well. He'd be
I
like,
think it would be better
Keep
movie.
doing it, dude.
That's my personal belief. Is that I don't think it needs a TV show. Maybe just a film, or a limited series, like a few episodes.
How'd you
It
make a film of
I, know,
Twisted Metal?
like,
Though?
I don't even know how
It's
you
just
make a
goofy
TV show.
shit, dude.
You just A-team stunt of the week it.
I mean, okay, that's fine. That's fair. Never mind. But
You have some nonsense in between. There's a crazy clown guy. I'm gonna get you, and then you just explode cars for 20 minutes. I'd
do
watch
like
that.
dude, just do a Twisted Metal a competition game instead of just doing like an actual TV series. Just have like a whole bunch of people trying to do TV Twisted Metal stunts, and the host is the clown.
And then Mr. Beast will make a YouTube video about it.
No, Mr. Beast is gonna try to make his own Twisted Metal
on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he'll feed the homeless, and everyone will hate him.
because everyone wants to see YouTubers trying to shoot each other in cars. I guess.
Yes. They probably would, considering how well boxing does, to be fair. I think a lot of people would pay for that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I was like, wait, what? A TV show? I'm kind of curious. But
Yeah, it's another thing from Peacock. Like, are we gonna get Peacock over here? Because they're buying stuff that we know.
It's so weird that Peacock is like. It seems like Peacock is really trying to piggyback off of all this video game content because this is just 2 in a row, out of
Yes.
nowhere.
What's the next one?
Where's my
Juve
Always Sunny in
Ball.
Hell? I'm waiting for that,
Does
dude.
Juve Ball work for Peacock?
It'll be a Pac-Man movie or something like that.
Are we
Ugh,
gonna get a second Postal movie?
We might. Bully. Who knows? We could get anything at this point. But yeah,
Dude, a bully show would be kind of fun.
that would work.
That would be
work.
fun.
I can't
I would love
comprehend the
to.
Twisted
I'm
Metal one though.
surprised they haven't done something with like a Rockstar IP, like Bully, Red Dead, or Grand Theft Auto. I think they could do something kind of fun with
Probably
one of
because
those.
the IP license would be astronomical.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
way,
Well,
I
I mean,
guess.
I agree. I'm just saying that there's some really good potential in like the Rockstar IPs for like
And to
Oh,
be
yeah,
fair,
100%.
the
for series.
Peacock have bought Twisted Metal. They haven't, hey, Halo,
Twist-
remember Halo?
Twisted
No,
Metal-
they bought
see, what's
Twisted
interesting
Metal.
to me what's interesting to me about
They're
what
not-
Peacock is doing is they're picking IPs, like even though we did have Doom Eternal not too long ago, so it's not really that old of a franchise, or it's not like obscure because everyone knows what Doom is. And also there's been movies before. Twisted Metal is an interesting choice because I love Twisted Metal. I played the shit out of it. I also played Vigilante 8, which was kind of similar to Twisted Metal as well. And I'm intrigued. Like, where did that come up? Like, what was that pitch meeting like? It's
It was
like,
just some
yeah, you know,
stoned
the
exec.
series that
It
hasn't
was
been
just
around
like,
in a while.
I
They
used to play
must have an
Twisted
idea.
Metal on my PlayStation when I was young. Had to buy this game.
This
Buy
isn't like
IP.
I
This isn't
played
like
as a
Doom.
clown and I blew up other
Thi-
clowns.
This is not like Doom. Like they
In
say,
their
oh, we got
cause.
Doom. People know what Doom is.
Mm.
Like, not many people know. Like, people do know what Twisted,
that's what
but
I'm
it's
saying.
not like they're not
that's what I was
buying the
saying.
name. They must have an idea.
No,
And
I'm sure they
has
have
to
an
be
idea.
crashing cars for 20 minutes.
Only time will
mean,
tell.
Obviously, it's Peacock that's doing it because America.
Fucking Peacock, dude! I never heard of them until
Yeah,
last
but
fortnight.
Peachy, you just said it. Cars crashing into each other, big guns, explosions. America. It's America, this show.
Destruction Derby, the TV series.
Carmageddon's. They're gonna buy Carmageddon next.
That will be next.
Carmageddon.
Gonna fire through
God.
these quickly. So for those of you who have a AMD Ryzen 7000 X3D chip, good luck, because they they set on fire apparently. Allegedly there is a fix, and Gamers Nexus are going to be putting out a video in the next few days, so do keep an eye out. I think they've been particularly problematic on Asus motherboards, something to do with them not regulating the power properly, so they just catch fire. So do be wary if you haven't updated your BIOS, if you're using an Asus motherboard in particular, and a 7000 chip of the X3D type. So if you've just got like a 7600, don't worry about it. But if you've got an X3D chip, I want to give that a gander. The Asus ROG Ally is leaked to be allegedly about $700. We talked about that previously on the show. It's going to be like the beefier version of the Steam Deck. Apparently they've been working directly with Xbox to get like Xbox technology into it, so it will probably natively run like Game Pass stuff.
I do like I know I'm saying it wrong, and I cannot say Asus like in a sense. I always say Asus. So pardon me when I say Asus. But I always like, I have like you know, Republic Gaming, but my fiance and I both have their laptop, and the and I just picked up their keyboard because my old keyboard kind of shit it out on me.
Generally, they make good
so
stuff.
I'm sure like the Ally would actually be pretty decent. I mean, decent quality at least.
It better be at $700 though.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, the Steam Deck is how much? It's 500.
I think 650 for their high-end version.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably like, I would assume that they're gonna want to try to aim to like be comparable to the higher end version.
Better.
Yeah,
like,
it's
from what we've heard,
well, better, but you know, I'm
above.
saying I'm trying to be comparable to just like, you know, undershoot it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's intended as like the enthusiast version of the Steam Deck. Apparently,
yeah,
it's a lot of money. That's not a big market.
That is a lot of money, and I honestly like I don't really have any need for a Steam Deck, so this isn't really anything of interest to me. But I mean, if you're going to buy something like a Steam Deck, then it turns out the you know, the Asus one, it turns out to be, you know, a beefier model of it, like in every way better. Then I mean, the extra money isn't that much like to scoff at. But the thing is, it's like it's something. It has to be something you're going to want to use. Like you know you're going to use.
If I had one, I would use it. But
I see the thing is like I know for a fact I won't use it. Like whenever I've gone traveling, I'll bring my Switch with me, but I don't even play my Switch that much when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
So like, so that's why this isn't of any interest to me. But if something like a Steam Deck was something I was interested in, I might actually go for the Asus one over the Steam Deck just because I know how good the Asus products are.
It's got a much bigger resolution
and guys,
as well.
anyone listening, I do know I say Asus over Asus. I've said it for so long, and it's gonna take me a while.
It's fine
because ROG is their gamer stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Republic of Gamers. That's what it is.
Gamers. Sometimes anyway,
Republic of Gamers. Yeah, so I got the little.
Oh no, we got a gamer in here, Brian.
Another gamer. Oh no. So Redfall, it gets worse.
It gets worse?
So
how could it possibly get worse?
They weren't going to, or they aren't going to release it at 60 FPS on Xbox, the most powerful console. We already knew that, but Apparently, it's wank on PC. Who guessed? Apparently, it's really bad performance on PC again.
Oh my
And
God.
it also has de nouveau DRM.
I
Which
wonder if
is-
those two
Oh
things
my
are
God.
related.
Potentially, but yeah. So,
No, they're not related at all, Peachy. What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, I forget de nouveau is probably the best DRM out there, and there's
Totally.
never given an issue in any game ever. It's brilliant.
it's a known quantity. That's what it is. It is a non-zero possibility of fucking up your game.
Here's the
It's
thing:
de
is like,
nouveau
I'm kind of
kernel
bummed
level.
about this because I was like,
Probably.
because last time we talked about this, I was kind of hoping like, I'm not. This Redfall. I said that Redfall didn't seem like a full price game in my opinion, but maybe something like if it kind of goes on sale, it might be kind of fun to play with your friends. But just every time, like all the news that keeps subsequently coming out, just like, oh God, dude, I want to be like positive for
Yeah.
something.
Definitely not a console slayer. It may be a console slayer for all we know, but not a console seller by any means. Some positive news though. Day 9 is making a game studio.
Oh hey,
I think that's pretty sick.
Hey,
good old day 9.
So those of you not
What a
familiar,
lad.
yeah. So for those of you not familiar, Day 9 is someone who is quite big in the StarCraft esports scene, and then
And games in general.
games in general. But then he started doing presenting and hosting. He's usually on the PC gaming show every like E3 or E3 adjacent thing that goes on each summer. And now he's gone, you know what? I want to make my own game. So he says on Twitter, I founded a game studio. We're funded and we're hiring. If you have interest in working with me on a multiplayer PC strategy game, we have a job opening for a technical director and art director. Feel free to retweet, share, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it looks like he's going to be making
awesome.
an RTS of some sort.
He's a
Yeah,
giant man, but he seems to have a giant heart. He just seems like a good guy, right?
He
Day
does.
9?
He does. Good for him. It's a good
Yeah.
boy.
So I'm quite stoked to see what comes of that. Also, especially with the other people who have been like influencers and influencer adjacent making their own games. Obviously, Bellula did his game. Apparently, that's gone quite well. Donkey's got his own game studio, and apparently,
Oh, Donkey?
yeah,
That's awesome.
Donkey's got like his own publisher studio, so they're like taking on
That's
loads
awesome.
of indie
I like
games and
Donkey. He
putting
seems
them
like a
out.
good boy.
Well, the first one they haven't released it yet, but apparently it's like being received really, really well by like reviewers and people who have played it. So yeah, you've got those two. I think there was a third one that I had in mind, but it's gone now. So hopefully Sean Plot rather will do something.
Sean
pretty sick.
Locke.
Sean Locke. He won't be
Rip.
doing much, unfortunately.
He won't be
but-
doing much.
especially
Funny
in
guy.
games. But yeah. So should we take a break for a few minutes? And then
Yeah,
continue into
we can do
part
that.
2. Sound good? So chat, and those of you listening, we will BRB in around about 5 minutes. Get yourselves a drink, stretch your legs, rest your eyes, and we'll see you shortly. And mics will be hard.
Take your meds.
Poop in the chat.
I just come
Don't
back.
poke in my chat.
I just come back to the scene, and it's just Pope going poop in the chat. That's staying in on the audio only version.
Oh
So,
no!
welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of episode 7 of the Fully Rendered podcast. And we're going to talk a bit more about games. Some lovely, lovely games. Right after Peachy talks about Warhammer.
It's real quick. It's
Warhammer
real
time.
quick. Warhammer Fest is happening right now. I was gonna go, but I have an event next month, and I'm like, I have to make a choice here, so I didn't go. They have announced the launch of the. I'm clicking on it. What's it called? The box. Where did I post it? It's gone. There it goes. So the Leviathan box will be live when the new rules go live. Everyone will be able to play 10th edition this summer. This summer is like it's coming this summer. We've seen the box. There's a bunch of new Tyranids in there. We've got a new Ballistus Dreadnought, which is sick. We've got new Terminator models like Librarian and stuff. Those are dope. But on top of that, there's a roadmap. In autumn, we're getting codexes for Space Marines. Yay! We never get enough love. Oh, there's so many players are going to hate me for saying that. New Tyranids Codex. Then in the winter, we got new Mechanicus and Necrons. And then the spring, the following year, we got a bunch of other factions like Orcs, the Dark Angels, Custodes, Tau, Chaos. It's happening very quickly. We are going to have new rules this summer. The new 10th edition is here. and everyone will be able to play. You won't need the codex to play it. There will be rules for your faction. The codex might have new rules, and it's going to have lore and arts. Codexes aren't going away, but the new rules will be here. Summer, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. Probably not tomorrow. And you can download them and immediately play the new version of Warhammer. And I really need to get painting. Can you guys just carry on with the podcast without me?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna go paint? Okay.
So that was the Warhammer out of the way. So next, Peachy and Pope.
Yes.
You're gonna hate me.
We sold out. We sold out.
After
no.
making fun of me about bloody talking about it, now you raise your hand if you haven't pre-ordered Tears of the Kingdom. Really? I thought you said you had.
I refunded it.
You refunded it. No, you have. You definitely have, Pope. You pre-ordered it, right?
I pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I refunded it.
So why did you refund it?
Well, I didn't know that Nintendo does things completely different to every other company on the planet. When you pre-order something, you don't actually pay for it. You just pre-order it, and then there's a certain date that comes along, and then they take the money out.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, that 60 quid didn't come out? Well, I can't afford to give you 60 quid on that date.
Right.
So I canceled my pre-order.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
It's not fair. Who the fuck does that?
No, I meant like your
pre-order's a
reason.
digital game.
Your reason is fair. I thought if you buy a digital game,
that is fair.
Yeah,
that is fair.
Yeah, get it
I do.
digitally.
Forgive me.
That's what I would do.
Well, no, I did pre-order it digitally. I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay for it. And I've lost 60 quid because Nintendo here, because I'm like, oh, that's gone. My finances are here. I know exactly where I am. And then they're like, oh, we're going to take out that 60 quid. I'm like, why didn't you take it out when I paid for it? Nobody does that.
I don't know.
Nobody does that.
You could have put it
I
to
think
the
I just
side.
pre-ordered a hard copy on Amazon because that's usually where I buy them.
Why would I even pre-order it? I'm not worried they're gonna run out of digital copies.
They already took my money, so because I did a hard copy.
Either way, Pope, I hope you really enjoy it. I actually do genuinely want to play it. I probably will get it eventually.
I promised you I would look at it, and as soon as Daddy
Ganondorf just came up.
As soon as Daddy came on screen, I'm like, sold.
Yeah, I saw him, and I'm like, well, there we go. I will do it.
That's fair play. I mean, there's been some.
With like half the Joy-Con thing, you could play one-handed.
You could.
What are we laughing at? I'm just saying.
But yes, so
we have technology these days. You don't have to do anything one-handed
I would
anymore.
never pre-order a digital copy of a game, and I still haven't. Oh, apart from Balkan and System Shock
and several others.
Oh.
But,
I have too many games to play. It probably makes sense not to get that.
Yeah, my backlog's really bad. I keep buying new games. I just picked up Bramble.
To be fair, the influencers that recently had their hands on it, so Gene, Skillup, they've all said that it's really, really good. They said there's some frame drops, but you kind of knew that was coming because Switch. But
Switch,
so it's
giant
kind of
open world.
forgivable, yeah. But
Well,
There was
yeah,
frame
it's
drops
definitely-
on the old one. I was
Yeah,
prepared.
it really wasn't that bad though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
30? Is it locked at 30?
usually,
old-
yeah,
The other game?
yeah.
Didn't even
most of the games
notice. So
are.
it must have been pretty solid now I think about it.
Yeah, it was definitely forgivable. There'd be like occasional drops, but apparently it's a bit more survival based with the building and stuff and the durability system. Because if you don't like combine stuff or fuse, I think is the terminology they use in game, they're not as durable. So if you just whack things with a stick, you're gonna really, really struggle. But if you actually deep dive into chopping down a tree to get a log to attach the log to the rock that you found, so now you have a rock log, ha 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 ha, you can kill
rock
stuff.
log.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like you do these things.
I really hope that there is a rock log and it's just called that.
It should be.
There's no Master Sword anymore.
No, it's like
rock.
until you
just
go
rock
around
log.
like with a rock log mallet.
And then someone come along like, I want 2 rocks on my log. Ha 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 ha.
Oh my god!
It's so much APP. But yeah, so I'm quite envious that I probably won't play it as soon as I would like to, but then at the same time I just don't want to play it on the Switch. I kind of hope that something happens where it's like, oh, we'll port it, or we'll do something that it's not on the Switch, and then I can be like, hey,
Nintendo hate their fan base.
it's true.
They've proved this time and time
It's
again.
true.
They don't care.
I mean, it's been 7 years though, so maybe the Switch 2 or equivalent of will be on the horizon. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, Armored Core 6. Have you guys seen the gameplay trailer?
Oh, it looks so good, dude.
I haven't actually seen it yet, so this is going to be like my live
What,
reaction.
dude? Oh
Yeah.
my god! I was like on FaceTime with my friend, and when I was like kind of like scrolling through, like we were like I was on the phone with her for a while, and I was scrolling
Right.
through my YouTube, and I was like, I gotta get off the phone just
Like,
to watch.
gotta
this.
go. House
I
on
gotta
fire.
go.
It's video games right now.
Oh no, not really. But the boss fights, bro, do they look like they promise big, massive boss fights? They look massive. It's not like Souls games though.
Yeah,
It's not going to be like the Souls games. So
it's going to be like a mech game, definitely not.
mhm.
I imagine it's still going to have a lot of difficulty to it because it's a From Software game.
Well, I mean, that's what it looks like, but very hype.
Yeah.
Very hype about this. I love seeing how the mech kind of like changes function throughout like gameplay too. Like if you
Yes.
have it looks very, very slick and very smooth.
Yeah, so you can be like a
And-
really tanky, beefy mech at one point, and then you can be like, oh, I need something with more mobility, and you switch to like a skinny version kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a lot of flying
Ooh,
around.
that's a big boy.
There's a lot of big boys in this. It looks very cool. And I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of optimists. I'm very optimistic about this game, just specifically because, like, FromSoft usually does pretty good when it comes to developing games.
Yeah, and it comes out soon as well. I think it's August. That's due out.
Yes, it's not. It's like not even 2 weeks after my birthday. I'm stoked. That's my birthday gift to myself.
Nice. Yeah. I'd never played any of the previous games, but having seen the first like reveal trailer, I was just like, I'm in. I'm so in. Like, I had no idea what kind of gameplay to expect. That immediately hooked me. But watching this and hearing about
we
it,
we don't get enough good mech games. Like, really. Like, I grew up watching mecha anime. I was really into Gundam and shit.
yeah,
And we don't really get a lot of good ones. I even want. I used to play. What was it? It wasn't. It was more of a puzzle, kind of like Galaga, but it was like Ikaruga, which was kind of mechy, like kind of like the mech aesthetic.
That's so weird. I was literally talking about Ikaruga today. That is
dude, that game was so cool.
It was.
It's such a. It was. I think I had it on GameCube or something. And how you flip from black and white. It was such a fucking cool game.
Because
remember
of what I've been
seeing
playing today, there was some similarities, and I'm like,
Oh,
Ikaruga,
really?
and I haven't heard that game name in like 50
Dude,
years.
you're
and then
like
you
the
said
only
it
other
today.
person I've like probably met that knows about Ikaruga. It's a
Ikaruga
great,
is a
fantastic-
top game, and still
Yeah,
very
I remember.
playable to this
I remember
day.
when I stopped playing it. I kind of gave up. Was I saw like an old a video of like some 12-year-old kid just like I was struggling on the second. I think on the second stage or something. It was a long time ago. And this kid like went like seamless, never getting hit. And I'm like, well, I fucking give up.
There's no point in playing this anymore.
It sucks. I suck at everything. Oh shit! Yeah, someone brought up Zone of Enders in my chat too. God, Zone of Enders is a great game too. I love mecha games. So like, I'm really, really, really fucking stoked for this.
yeah, it's definitely
It looks fantastic. I mean, you saw the footage. It looks so fucking.
I didn't
good.
actually really see much
Well,
of
you
the
saw the
gameplay
big boy,
stuff.
at least.
I did see the big boy, yeah.
At least you saw the big boy. I would recommend watching the whole thing. Just it's very hype.
There you go, Peter. I posted it in the Discord for you. But yeah, it's there have been mecha games in the past couple of years, but nothing from this larger studio with this much spotlight on it. So I think
Especially, just I don't remember the last time we had an Armored Core. I don't remember when the last one came out, but this is like, the highest fidelity I've seen a mecha game is. Like, not I mean, because we have like our the Animu stuff, but like I don't I don't want to deal with like, I don't want to hear about the crying teenagers. I just want to fucking break
Anime is
shit.
great and all, but I like having sexual intercourse with people.
Excuse me. What?
Stop pretending
I
you have
beg your
sex,
pardon.
Peachy.
What did we talk about at the beginning of this episode?
Peachy's
clearly might
pretending
have.
that people who watch anime don't have sex, but he's simultaneously pretending that he does.
Wait, don't you like Warhammer?
Got him.
Uh,
Oh god.
Yeah, I think people that are into mecha, it's definitely going to be a bit of a feast for them. I will
I would-
certainly be checking it out.
I
So yeah, next
Mm.
thing is sorry to clarify, it will be single
that was not
player,
my joke,
not
by the
open
way.
mode.
Someone in my chat said that. I did not take.
Not
I don't want
Souls-like.
to take credit for that joke.
Not to worry. So yeah, it's not going to be open world. It's not going to be a Souls-like. It will be single player for those interested. Don't expect a Souls-like. You will not get one of those. The next game is one that I heard about earlier this week called Stray Gods. Have you guys heard of it?
That name sounds incredibly familiar. Let me take a look at. I need to see it first.
So it's currently playing.
Oh wait, is it the one from Hades? Is it like Hades? Is that what I'm
No,
thinking
it's
of?
not the same dev.
No, it looks like Hades.
But it's a role-playing musical featuring the Greek pantheon.
No,
So
then
all
never
these
mind.
characters are like from the Greek pantheon and stuff like
Never
that.
mind. I've never heard of this at all.
Oh, now you
they
have
know
it.
their audience.
Yes.
Because
I'm not gonna lie. A role playing musical sounds kind of dope. I was really a big fan of musicals when I was younger.
I think it sounds
cool.
dope. I think it looks dope, and the music.
I work with a TTRPG channel called The Wandering Inn, and one of the most requested things is a musical TTRPG. People want this. This is I cannot stand musicals, but there are musicals I like. But I mean they got Critical Role in this as well. Like some doing the voice acting. I think this might be a sleeper hit.
Oh yeah,
Just
sure.
looking at I probably
This
will
actually
play it,
looks-
but I'm not like, oh, I must play it.
Yeah.
This art style looks kind of familiar. That's probably why I thought it was Hades. Because I know
Is it the
Hades.
same
2's
people
coming.
who did the Critical Role artwork.
I don't know.
Quite
The
possibly.
show they did.
Quite
It looks
possibly.
no,
However-
that was 3D then. Oh, I don't know. then.
However, this does look really cool. I think I'm definitely gonna pick this one up just because I don't think I've actually heard of a role playing musical game before.
Yeah, that's kind of what hooked me on it. I was like, wait, a musical kind of thing, and then I looked into it and I was like, wait, I know these names. And the music's
Yeah,
being
I
done.
just saw like
The music itself has
there's
been done
some-
by
there's
Austin
some really-
Wintory, who did Journey and things like that. So
I saw
the music's going to be real good as well.
Sound design in Journey is fantastic, but
it was
this
a
is
Mary
a very
Elizabeth
different
Gwen's
thing.
in there. I saw her. She's in there. She does a lot of the music for like Silent Hill, and I love her voice. She's got like that very like whiskey voice. It's so good.
Yeah, there's
So
definitely
no, this looks cool.
there's
this
some
looks
big
sick.
names that have drawn us to
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I thought I'd share that
Yeah,
one.
you're right. This is probably getting a sleeper hit. I mean, I think the concept itself is very unique. And dude, you know the theater kids are gonna love this game.
Oh yeah,
I
for sure.
am.
They'll be all over it, all over it. But the
They're
next,
gonna cream their panties.
I can definitely, this is probably keep an eye on this one. Keep an eye
Yeah.
on that.
the next
Same.
one is The Last Case of Benedict Fox.
Which,
Yes.
by the way, looks beautiful.
It does. Like when they announced this last Summer Games Fest, I want to say last year, I was like, what the fuck?
Mm.
I've not played a game like this in ages, because usually I
And-
look at it and I go, but this looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and
very
it's
much looking
released
forward
now on Game Pass.
I believe it released either yesterday or
Let me pull up Game
the
Pass.
day before, and it's going on Game Pass as far as I'm aware. But yeah, it's
That's-
something I'll be
It
streaming
looks
myself
gorgeous.
soon. Yes, like it's like a horror mystery kind of thing. So you are this bloke who's doing an investigation in this house, and then there's some dark, mysterious thing going on, and then you end up in completely different areas in this house that look like they're on other worlds, and there's a little bit of platforming to it, and the art style is just absolutely
there
phenomenal.
it is.
This looks so good. Does it say when it was released, Pulp, on there?
It just says new release. Release date was yesterday, actually.
Oh,
No, wait, nope, liar. I'm a liar. The 27th. I apologize. I thought today was the 28th. I had to look down. Yeah, I'm gonna pick this one up for sure.
Oh yeah,
I do enjoy me a Metroidvania, and this just
Oh, me
looks
too.
sumptuous.
it does. It's very, very
It looks
pleasing
so
to the eye.
It's so clean, and I love the colors and everything.
It looks really, really good. So yeah, so
Kinda look
Spooky, fucking, we
Kind of
all love a bit of
Lovecraftian
spooky.
in a way.
Maybe I couldn't tell if it was based on anything like that, but
see-
if
I
you're
see
doing
tentacles,
spooky shit,
I see
You
anything
see
that looks
tentacles?
tentacly.
Okay, most
Hentai.
people see
Hentai.
tentacles and
Oh
think
wait,
hentai.
the
Brian, for
description.
instance.
The description, guys, says that they're more inspired by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that
I
inspiration.
could see that. I could see that. I think it looks beautiful. I'm gonna pick that up. If it's on, since it's on Game Pass, might as well, right?
Yeah. So for those listening, if you do want to check it out, it is on Game Pass, and I believe it is on all platforms barring the Switch. So do give it a
I mean,
gander.
if you're listening to this and you're hearing
Really?
us say things like, "This
Okay,
looks
that's
beautiful," I'm
actually
sorry.
that's actually very interesting. It's not on the Switch. It looks like it would run well on the Switch.
Potentially. I
don't know.
I'd-
I have to
I'd
see.
prefer
I have to see it
imagine-
on the bit.
You
Honestly,
could get that running on a Switch. They've
Oh,
got
yeah.
like Doom Eternal running on a Switch, so.
What I'm saying is, but possibly because I have to see it on the bigger screen too as it runs. So we'll see. I'll have to report back.
I'll have to give
I'm
it
downloading.
ganders.
I'm going to download it right now.
Very good. I imagine we're probably all going to play it at some point over the next 2 weeks, so we'll probably
yeah.
have a good
Oh yeah,
deep
Stray
dive on
Gods
it.
going on my wish list too.
And if you want to hear that deep dive chat and people listening at home, be sure to subscribe on YouTube, to watch here on Twitch, and of course there's the Twitter and other platforms, iTunes.
Yes, everyone follow the Twitter right now.
We're all out there.
Yes, please,
Go,
yes,
go,
please.
The
go,
Twitter is
go.
at fully rendered TV. But,
Brian has given me the login, and I keep sneaking Warhammer memes in there. Let's go.
says,
Come on.
Keep sneaking. I get the alert.
Yeah, but it's
Like how
already
he
up by then,
thinks
Brian.
he
It's
snuck-
already up.
How he thought he snuck the Warhammer thumbnail past me, and I literally looked at it and went, "Oh, he wants Warhammer, does he?" And then on his stream, he was like, "I stuck it past Brian." No, Brian pitied him and his Warhammery ways. That's what actually happened. Excuse me. But yeah, quick bullet point round, I suppose. Diablo 4 Server Slam. If you didn't get to play Diablo 4, that is going to be available in open beta once again to level 20 on the 12th of May and up until the 14th of May. So
Excellent.
available to everyone. They call it the Server Slam because they want the servers to be butchered. They were kind of being quite like nonchalant about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, we just wanted to, we got a lot of information from the first 2 weekends, so we're just making sure it works," basically. And it's like, you know what, fair play.
Hear that as we got a lot of advertisement from releasing it last time, and we want some more of that.
Yeah, maybe. I imagine it is just to fully make sure, because they did make some other changes as well that they announced, but I won't go into the details. Basically, took feedback from previous betas, implemented it in current beta. The one that you're going to play on the May 12th, 14th weekend is very likely going to be as close as possible to what it would be on launch, barring like minor day one patches. Dead Island 2 is finally out. It exists.
Six
it's a
years?
game. 6 or 7 years. Yeah, it's been a wee
Damn,
while.
dude.
The
I
only
have
problem
not-
is it plays like a game from 6 years ago.
Yes.
Oh no, is
there
that
are-
true?
So the general consensus
good. So
seems to be that it's relatively simple, but what it does well. So if you are
The
looking,
gore effects are incredible.
yeah. So if you're looking for a game where you just beat up and wail on zombies, and that's what you expect out of it, you're going to have a good time because it does that really, really well. But if you're looking for something that
Right.
has a bit more story to it, like Dying Light, that's not the same genre of zombie game. You're not going to get that. So generally, people who went in with that expectation of, I'm going to get a zombie game where I just wail on zombies, have been
I did
quite-
see mixed reviews, and I was wondering what was the downside. So if it's just that it's just simple,
Yeah.
then that's not really a negative to me, because sometimes simple
It
is
is
better.
because they've been making it for 6 years, and
Yeah.
that's their downfall
Well,
here.
that's I agree. Like if they've been working on it for 6 years, and even if the gameplay is simple, if it's done well, it's done well, man.
Oh, it was
That's all that
announced in
matters to me.
2012.
Yeah, but
Ooh, geez.
the game itself has been like redone several times during that
Yeah,
development time.
development
Like, it
hell.
did
Yeah.
But,
get
yeah,
rebooted.
I mean,
The-
I've seen gameplay of it. It looks beautiful.
It looks modern. The gore effects are so cool. They are so cool, but it does look simple. But I mean that's personal preference. It's not a bad game.
But to be fair,
It's just
when
maybe
you're
a bit
playing
old-fashioned.
like a zombie beat 'em up, I mean, what more do you want from that?
This is probably the best you can expect out of a game that was stuck in development hell.
Hey, dude, that's awesome. I mean, I've been on the fence about picking it up, so that's always good to know.
Yeah, and like I said, if that's what you go into expecting, you're probably gonna have a good time. Apparently, the voice acting is actually pretty decent. Apparently, the writing is unexpectedly decent as well.
Oh, really?
And like some of the world building and stuff like that. Apparently, that's doing
I
pretty
did see some
well.
cringe scenes about streamers.
There is
Whoever wrote it hates streamers, I think.
No, I think
what?
if anyone takes that approach to it, I think that's probably, if anything, projecting. Like it's satirical. Lots of things in the game are satirical, and it is poking a finger at like influencers and stuff. But I think from what I've been hearing, most people who've actually played the game have said, yeah, that's true, kind of thing, and they've been like, yeah,
No,
you know what,
it was
that's fair
pretty
play.
cringe. The scene I saw with, I won't go into it. Go check it out. If you don't want anything like crazy involved in your zombie killing, it's competently made. It looks great, and the gore effects are incredible.
Yeah, no, I see. That's when I looked it up, and there was like some mixed reviews. I mean, I was gonna wait because I had a feeling we were gonna talk about it. Yeah, I was like, what really? I mean, when I looked in like the older games, I never played it. I think I told you guys the silly story of how I bought it once, and then my brother and I used to play couch co-op a lot,
Right.
so we returned it. So I never actually got a chance to play Dead Island because this was, God, when did the first one come out? Now that I think about it,
Quite some time ago.
yeah, it was a long time ago because I was living with my family then. If that
The marketing was better than the game.
1876, the same year that they banned the Pinkertons from the U.S. government.
Exactly. How could I have forgotten?
Yeah, so if you enjoyed the first game, apparently it's more of the first game, just several years down the line.
2009. Apparently, the first one came out in 2009. Wow, was it really that long ago?
Striking while the iron is hot. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
No, it works, and I think
What a cash grab! Just jumping on that train, 11 years later.
Yeah,
we haven't had no. You know what we need? Dead Island 2.
Everyone needs more Dead Island. But next is Oxenfree 2. Have you guys played Oxenfree?
No.
You haven't?
I haven't, no.
Oh, nope, never heard of it.
I would recommend it. As someone, because you said you enjoyed Firewatch, didn't you?
Yeah,
so
but that's the only walking simulator I've ever enjoyed in my life.
I just picked up Firewatch because of YouTube, by the way.
Really? Oh, play it on stream. Yeah. Play it on stream.
I will play it on stream.
And don't let anyone spoil it. And just that's the joy of Firewatch, because you have no idea what to expect.
I was gonna wait to play it on stream. But you guys were talking. You were talking about how Firewatch was your best stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll take a look. And it's like, $20. Why not?
Yeah, definitely give it a go. It's a
very
well
that's held its value. I mean, it's one of the best cases of a walking simulator.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
Oxenfree is another walking simulator with just as high caliber of writing, I would say. It's in a slightly different style. It's not like first person. It's more like 2D side scroller. But yeah, really cool looking game. And the second one comes out, and it's been published by Netflix.
That's weird.
Like Netflix have been
strange
buying studios, because initially they started like their gaming incentive by doing like Android games within Netflix, and now they've actually started broadening out to actual studios. So Oxenfree 2, and bearing in mind Oxenfree like was received as well as like say Firewatch. It's an indie darling for sure. It's up there. So the fact that Netflix got it and are probably gonna do it well by the looks of things, quite.
Yeah,
do they need to do anything? Just give them money if the first one was that good?
I mean, yeah, because obviously you'd want them to iterate in a substantial way on.
Yeah, but what are Netflix bringing to the table? It's just money, right?
Money helps.
It's probably just saying, and if it's money,
no, that's good. But
if money helps, money helps. You know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not doing the Netflix thing, and you should do this and this and this.
I would assume it would also be playable on Netflix as well.
You know what it is? I'm looking at.
I thought Netflix had no money left. That's what they told me in my subscription email.
So I'm looking at it, and I haven't played the first one, so I'm gonna pick that up because it's $15 for like the game and the soundtrack, and I'm pretty sure I'll like the soundtrack because it's set in the 80s. But like I'm looking at some of the screenshots, and it reminds me of Night in the Woods a little bit.
Yeah, kind of similar.
Just the text. That's all.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, and I don't know about the actual gameplay or like, not the visuals or anything like that, but it just seeing the text, it's like it looks like the way the text bubbles look and like the font they chose
Yeah.
with the colors looks like a little bit like Night in the Woods, and that was all I wanted to add to that.
Yeah.
That's a great game too.
I hope that you come back and you be like, you know what? Brian's got sick taste in games. Believe everything he says ever when it comes to games. But yeah, I think you're going to really, really enjoy it. And I genuinely hope that you do.
It sounds awesome. Like the concept sounds awesome. So I mean, hey guys, like we don't know, Oxenfree is only $10.
Give it a go.
I'm picking it up.
Give it a go.
I'm gonna give it a go.
What have you been playing outside of Wedding Planner this week?
Dinkum. Dinkum, actually.
Dinkum?
Because I was kind of like in a bummed out mood last week over like some personal things.
What is
I
Dinkum?
tweeted about it, that's all. It's basically Animal Crossing meets Stardew in Australia. That's literally the best way I could describe it.
Did you stream any of it?
Literally. No. I didn't stream this week because I've been dealing with I had personal stuff and then I had family here. So, but it's super cute. You land on your island. Instead of Tom Nook, you got an old lady barking orders at you. There's sharks everywhere that'll kill you. There's fire-breathing wombats.
Fire-breathing wombats.
But if you like New Horizons and Stardew, it's a lot of fun. It's in early access. But I was enjoying it. I got I would play like 20 hours. I think like one day I played like 8 hours with a bunch of friends.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's a lot more like in your face by the looks of things, and you can paraglide.
Yeah. Oh, the best part is when I was playing with my friends, someone went in and pointed out, hey, when you buy you could buy a torch, and it specifically says it's not a flashlight, so you could tell that they're like aware that American people are going to be playing, going like, God damn it, it's a flashlight.
Right.
So there's a cute sense of humor in there too.
Okay.
I think. Well, I mean, PG, haven't you been playing New Horizons a lot?
Yeah, I stopped streaming it though.
No, you might like this one. It's kind of a fun little time waster. The three of us could play together.
Dinkum. What's this little one? Coming to Steam Early Access on July 14th. Okay. Yeah, quite recent.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not that old of a game. A friend of mine, I was texting her, and she's like, "Yeah, why don't we all play it together?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go." And it was a lot of fun.
I might have to check it out. Is there anything else that you played this week, or?
No, I haven't really been gaming too much. I picked up Bramble, the Mountain King. It just came out. I watched someone play the demo, and it being about like Nordic folklore looks really sick. I'm gonna stream it in a little bit, like probably maybe like right after we finish here. So we'll see if that's any good. And yeah, I haven't really been playing too many things. Just been dealing with the wedding stuff.
So what is Bramble?
There is a game called Wedding Planner, by the way. I think they changed the name to Party Planner now, but it started as Wedding Planner.
Yeah, there would have to be something.
No
like
ghost ships, so 0 out of 10. To be honest.
Oh, rude.
It has to be on a ghost ship, man.
So what's Bramble about?
I'm still not really sure. You play as a little boy trying to find his sister, and it's set in like a Nordic folklore like wonderland, but it looks pretty creepy actually.
Oh, you're a tiny person.
You're a tiny little person. It's my size game.
Oh God, it's school all over again.
It's pocket sized.
You're a big boy. You're a big boy.
I'm a big boy now. But it looks kind of like eerie. I was watching I watch like Mainly Badass Hero sometimes because he does like really like weird horror games now and again. He played this and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I like the graphics, looks great. It's stunning.
Kind of reminds me of
Peggy 18. Why?
Wait, what?
I don't answer that.
Is it Peggy 18?
That's what I'm being told.
I don't believe you. But it kind of reminds me of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
A little bit. I could see that. But this looks kind of neat, and it was how much did I spend on it? It wasn't. I think it was $27. Yeah, it's $27. It looks kind of neat.
It is Peggy
So I was gonna
18.
check that out.
Extreme violence.
Yeah, every time I go on the store page, they show one of the developers playing. I don't know wherever they are, and it's like, please don't spoil the game, damn it. But it looks kind of neat, and so I don't know anything about it. You know, the little there's like one of the screenshots though on the Steam page looks like one of the trolls from Frozen,
Right.
and that's enough. That's horrifying enough.
That's fair. I wonder how gory it gets then to get Peggy 18. Like limbs
I
getting
don't
ripped
know.
off or something.
I, mean,
I
I
imagine.
guess Nordic myths are kind of brutal.
Yeah.
But for the
Probably.
game too. Is your connection okay?
Who?
Or
Mine.
was it just my connection that's being weird?
Mine's been kind of weird all day, to be honest. I froze up twice. That's why I commented on it first, because I thought it was because I saw it on his end too. My fiance has the stream up pulled up to just check for a quality check on for my end,
Right.
and it froze for him. So for a second I thought it was probably Brian, but then as soon as I refreshed, it was clear it was me.
That's weird.
I'm being told it's Peggy 18 for a reason, and I assume that might be a spoiler. So
Well, it says extreme violence. It literally says on there.
Well, I mean, there's a thumbnail that looks like might be a little gory. If you go on the Steam page, it's like the last screenshot. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but they put it there.
I haven't got the Steam on it. I imagine it's.
Oh
Like,
no, I'm on the Steam page right now.
I imagine someone gets their limbs ripped off or something like that.
It looks like a person without their hands, Brian.
Yep. There you go. There we go.
Back to you.
Mystery solved.
there we go.
Peachy, what have you been playing?
2 games, but I don't want to tell you about one of them. So recently I've been playing Strayed Lights. I just finished it today.
Wait.
How was that?
Why do we
Can
not?
I
wish
talk
to
about Strayed Lights,
So
please?
here's the
Because it
game.
needs some time in the spotlight.
Is it your lolicon addiction again?
No.
Oh,
First of all, that's not a thing. And second of all, no. So Strayed Lights is an indie game. The story is told to you entirely through world design. There is no writing, there's no voice acting, there's no story written down or anything like that. It is the game just showing you story, and that's how it progresses through.
Is it the one where
It's
you've
called-
got a parry but has a certain color?
Yes, you have these 2 states, which is orange and blue. And there's another state, but yeah. And
So-
essentially, you need to parry. You don't attack things. It's not a Souls-like at all, but there
this
are.
game's beautiful, dude.
It
It's very
is
pretty.
one of the most beautiful games I've played this year.
Wow, that's
yeah.
stunning. How's the music in it?
Hashtag I got I got a key for it, all that stuff, but they didn't pay me to play it or nothing. They just gave me a key. Yeah, so you if you get attacked with a blue attack, if the enemy turns blue and attacks you, you have to parry blue. And if they do it red, you have to parry red. And also there is
So this is what you're referring to, Ikaruga.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
So Brian, Ikaruga, it's just you play. It's more like Galaga, and your ship switches colors on
Right.
it. So
Bullet hell game.
it's a bullet hell game with so for the white enemies you turn black and shoot the black ammunition against them, and then vice versa.
Right.
So so I'm getting that makes so much sense. It's
Yeah, exactly, right?
how's the music
But
in it? Because I'm looking at it right now. I might pick it up.
So the music is good. The sound effects are great. So I would say some of the sound design elements of how it's stitched together, they do show it's indie a little bit, but it's not bad in any way at all. I think the music in general is all good and the sound is all good. The combat is very tight and it's tricky too. It might not be. If you're I'm not a Souls player, I've played the odd one. I like a few things here and there. Maybe the parry will be second nature to you so much that you only need to worry about the switching the colors. So it does get tricky. There's blue attacks and red attacks, which you can parry. And then there's corrupted attacks, which are a purple. And those are the unblockable attacks.
Right.
So it's kind of like this visualize, when you get attacked in the Souls, like there's some that you can't block or parry, right?
Yeah.
But it's shown to you and you have to dodge those ones. But it's not very long. I finished it fairly quickly in just over 6 hours. So like maybe two settings. But I was hammering through it.
Is there like easy, normal, hard, or?
There is no difficulty setting whatsoever.
Okay.
It's quite forgiving in the way that when you've finished a fight, your health is back to full.
Right. Okay.
The only resource you have to worry about is ability points, which is special abilities, which aren't super important, but you can use
That's a
them
big
to help you along.
hand. I'm looking at the footage.
All right, calm down.
That Brian is a big hand.
No, it's it's great. It's beautifully done. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I take a look. It's an indie game. But what they've done with what they've got
Oh,
has
wait, so the
really come
enemies
together
switch
well.
back and forth too. That's really neat.
Yes. Yeah. So
Oh man,
you
Does Ikaruga still
can
run? I
do
want to play that
some
now.
damage to the enemies, but it's not about that. You basically keep parrying until your energy builds up, and then you press a button that ends the fight. It's really cool and interesting.
You know, I'm gonna pick this up with Ikaruga because apparently Ikaruga's on Steam.
Oh, there you go. Get it.
There you go.
Nice.
And
nice.
the other game we don't need to know about. So what have you?
So what's the other game?
Okay, there's a lot of badness coming your way.
Don't make me go on Switch. On
There
Twitch.
is a
I
lot
can't
of
check.
badness coming your way.
I'm
You need to be
excited.
aware.
Let's go.
I've been playing a 2K sports game.
Oh, you've been playing PJ Golf.
Okay, I thought we were
2K3,
getting
right?
into porn territory. And I was about
23.
to say, like, I play a lot of porn games, so I don't judge.
And this is, without a
I love
doubt,
my two.
currently and previously, the best golf game there is. It's phenomenal. There is RPG elements. There is XP. You can build your character to be good at certain stuff, like hitting it really far, or being accurate, or being able to get out of a tricky situation. It's phenomenal. It's really good. There are microtransactions and it's 2K nonsense and all that stuff, but it's the best golf game I've ever played, and I think it's better than EA's current offering, which is a bit more arcadey. This one's a bit more
What's the golf
sim-like.
game so we could see what this looks like?
PGA Tour 2K23.
There we go. I'll get it on stream. I was digging through it. So yeah, I saw you playing this obviously the other day. I don't play golf games a lot. Although one thing I would love to play with you guys, I think I mentioned this before, is Turbo Golf Racing.
Oh,
Right.
Which is basically what do you call it? The other game with a ball and cars. Rocket League. It's like Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Bongos right now. Golf.
Golf.
Yeah, my chat enjoyed golf as well, so I'm not alone. I'm there complicit.
Yes, I haven't played a golf game in a while. I do enjoy going to a driving range and just hitting the balls about though. So maybe
used
this
to
is something I
play-
can enjoy.
like Mario Golf when I was a kid.
Yeah,
My
it's
my
not
brother
like that
briefly
at
got into
all.
golfing when I was a kid, but I wasn't very good at it because I was probably a little too young to be even playing golf and too impulsive. But I mean, dude, golf is hard. That is a
Golf
very
is hard,
hard.
and this particular
it's a
golf game
very-
is definitely
it's very
sim focused and more difficult than EA's current offering. So if you want something a bit more arcadey, EA's probably where you want to go. But I stand behind 2K23, PGA Tour 2K23.
I imagine it could be quite like therapeutic to play in the same way that.
Oh no, it's stressful as shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult.
Yeah, no, I mean, golf is really hard because you also have to take into account like the wind.
Everything. And it's
Everything.
all simulated. This is definitely a golf simulation and the closest we've had. And it's a lot of fun and it's good.
Yeah, I
It's
think like
good.
that's I remember the only one I really played was when Mario Golf came out, and that was the closest I got to really like playing, like understanding like the mechanics of golf.
Mm.
Because like mini golf doesn't count, guys.
I mean, the basic rules get as low score as possible, right?
Oh well, yeah, but
I do
like,
have some
I
testimonials.
played black.
Of the
I played
game.
black. I played black light mini golf, and it was in a bar. That didn't count. But no, the game looks rad, man.
Yeah. No, I played some multiplayer with a friend who absolutely fucking destroyed me. So thanks for that.
That's always how it goes.
Shout out to
isn't
my
it?
friend who ruined my self-esteem. Thanks, bro.
Testimonial from chat. Pichu got me hooked on a fucking sports game, and I hate him. Even if you don't like sports game, people are enjoying this. What have you been playing, Brian? Let's
What have
move
I
away
been
from
playing?
my 2K games.
I've not really been playing a lot. I've been playing Last Epoch, which is recently in 0.93, I think, is the patch. It's an early access game. It's a action RPG in the same vein as Diablo and Path of Exile and all of that. The good thing about Last Epoch, though, is you've got like Diablo casual as fuck on one side, and then you've got Path of Exile so deep that if you fall into it, you're dead forever kind of thing. And then in the middle, you've got Last Epoch, where it's just this beautiful balance of, if you like to build craft and theory craft, you can go really deep and make some really cool builds out of it. But if you just want to wail on monsters, you could effectively do that as well. But you're not going to feel obligated to look things up on a third-party website like you would with Path of Exile. So I've just been like just diving into that full ham. I've had the game for quite a while. It's been in early access for a couple of years now, but with every like major content patch, they've added like a substantial amount to it. So 0.9, for example, they added multiplayer. So I've been playing with like a couple of friends and community members and stuff like that. And
they were at 9 and didn't have multiplayer on ARPG. How long is this away from release? It's
an indie game, to be fair. Like it started off with just like 2 dudes doing it on a voluntary basis.
Yeah, but how far off release is Last Epoch?
I think they want to release towards the end of this year. That's their aim. So yeah, the multiplayer beta has just started. Much of the core game is already there. There's a couple of things they want to add. They've just redone a bunch of the animations and lighting and music and stuff like that. So it's coming to like the polish stage, I would say, in the next year or so. Yeah, if you like that type of game, highly recommend. You buy it once and then you got it forever. No like silly transactional shit or pay to win, anything stupid like that.
Good.
It's a good like fun action
2K
RPG.
sports games.
Yes, where you can buy different golf balls.
Oh my god, you can buy different golf balls and they do different things. It's a full-on RPG. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can be excited about your balls. It's fine. But aside from that,
you're happy about your balls.
I too am ecstatic that you are happy about your balls. But yeah, I haven't really been playing much. It's more of a case of waiting. Nerd. I'll be playing Diablo 4, of course. This Benedict Fox game I'll be jumping into potentially even tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick that up. Well, I installed that. While we've been recording, I was able to install that. And I also noticed that Quantum Break was released on Game Pass, so that's also good.
Oh. Should we do that for next episode or play Benedict Fox to see what we think?
I think I'm gonna try and play some Benedict Fox this week. For sure. I want to take a look at this game because it looks really neat. I just installed. It's not very big. 11.4 gigs. Not bad.
Sorry, I just got scared the shit out of by Peachy's giant head because I've still got his VOD playing and he just zoomed in and did something on camera, so it's just a giant head.
I'm very entertaining, Brian.
It's like, what's going on
Look at
here?
my face, giant.
Big peachy face.
The fuzzy peach. But yes, so that's pretty much it from me. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to talk about in the last few
new
minutes?
Steam beta?
Oh yes.
Oh, very cool. Quick rundown is you can now pin stuff in your game with some opacity, like notes, or maybe you want to watch a playthrough, a tutorial.
Oh, really?
Or, yeah, secret hunting or stuff. Or if you're a stream sniper, Steam got you. But yeah, you can start pinning stuff on your game overlay as you're playing, which if we're talking about add-ons here, there's some cool stuff that we could have in games. Because I do like to play a game with just nothing else, all the other monitors off and just the game. So having like some notes there, if you're playing a game where you need to take notes and you can have them on your, like a farming game. Oh, I need to water these. I need to go and pick this, and I need to, do this field or whatever. Put little notes on there. That's very cool.
So just to clarify, for those at home, trying to describe it in a way where you can best imagine it. But so you've got the Steam overlay when you play it, press Shift and Escape, whatever, and it brings up your friends list and stuff like that. Using that same interface, it'll bring up an annotation like bit where you can leave like essentially a sticky note, and then you can move that sticky note wherever you want in the overlay, but have it permanently show through the game. So if you did want to create a list,
that's cool.
And you're like, I need some ingredients, you can write it in, type it in.
You can do it with Twitch streams as well.
So fucking
anything
good.
on a web browser.
Yeah, and then you can do it with web browser. So you could open up a web page, put it into full screen. So then you could have like on your phone sometimes you might be browsing through Twitter, but you want to have a Twitch stream running at the same time. Yeah. So you can effectively do picture in picture. You can pin it. You can change the opacity on it. So if you want it to be a little bit see-through, so you can still see a bit of the game underneath, you can do that as well. It's a small touch, but a really nice quality of life thing, particularly if you are someone who only has one monitor and you want to play your favorite game.
Or a laptop, you're playing on a laptop.
Yeah, and you want to view your favorite Twitch streamer or YouTube video or whatever, or like JP, it was his video I saw, I believe it was.
Yeah, I saw his as well.
Where he referenced Zizaran. He does like a 5-hour playthrough to show you how to get through Path of Exile's campaign in 5 hours. So you could literally have that play with me video on screen whilst playing Path of Exile all at the same time. Really nice touch.
And
obviously,
you can
there's,
sign up for the beta now as well. You can just get
Yeah.
that.
obviously there's going to be some people like, but just use a second monitor. But the point is, not everyone has a second monitor and stuff like that. So
I
yeah.
have
Yeah.
3 monitors, and I still can see a use for that.
I have 4,
100%.
and I would still
Yeah,
use it.
I only have 2, but I can still use it.
Yeah, wonderful feature. Pope, was there anything that you wanted to cover?
Not today, no.
Right, cool.
Brian, was there anything you would like to cover?
I wasn't really about. Oh yeah, it's Brian. What do you?
No,
would you
I'm all
like that?
done. Thank you, darlings. It's all good here.
Darlings.
But no, I think we've gone through everything this week. So let's do some shout outs. Pope,
Yes, present.
who are you?
I am Pulp Fictionally. I'm a former Instagram model turned variety streamer. I will actually be on after this recording to play some Bramble the Mountain King for the first time to check it out.
You going straight into it
So-
or giving it an hour, did you say?
I'm gonna go straight into it. I might as well. Might take a break like about an hour in just so I can take my dog for a walk. But aside from that, I'm gonna be playing that.
Cool. So everyone
come check
watching,
me out at Pulp Fictionally.
Yep.
At Pulp Fictionally on Twitch, Instagram, everywhere else. The only place is just Plot Fictionally on Twitter because someone took my name.
yes, everyone watching, be sure to go over to Pope's channel after the podcast. Peachy,
Peach Pixelate everywhere. I've actually started using Instagram for my miniature painting stuff, which is Peachy Pixelate Twitch, because someone took Peachy Pixelate. It was me, and I can't
So
get
took
into the
your
account.
name.
I can't get into the account. I can't remember what it was. It's probably something to do with Facebook or I don't know. So yeah, if you like Warhammer painting stuff, I'm posting stuff. That's the only thing I'm doing there. It's just so I can chill out on all the other places and people don't get annoyed that I'm posting nothing but Warhammer.
it's fair. It's fair. And then,
Brian, where can we find you?
Brian, who are you?
who am I? I am the man with the face, and the face is streaming on twitch.tv/Brian the Pirate tomorrow at 3 p.m. British Summer Time, probably Benedict Fox, if not a bit more of Last Epoch. And I can be found on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere else, also at Brian the Pirate. Go check out the YouTube and even my TikTok, because I'm starting to do more of that type of video as of late, especially with regards to action RPG games like Diablo 4 and Last Epoch. I'm making build videos and things like that, so go
Are you
subscribe,
making
like,
flavored water on TikTok?
and what? I'm scared.
I uninstalled TikTok. I can't. I just can't.
I can't do
Actually
it.
scared.
My
I can't
boomer
do it.
ass just can't do it, man.
Got- Brian, since you're on TikTok, look up the flavored water and be horrified with me.
And then scroll for 6 hours and get nothing of value out of it.
I get
Oh yeah, you'll get nothing of value.
I
And
get
give all your
much
details to
joy.
the Chinese government.
I get much joy out of TikTok. I'm the person who goes, okay, I've got a disabled notification so I don't constantly check it. And then I'll check it at like 1 a.m. I'm like, oh, just half an hour before I go to bed. It's 6 a.m. What's happening? What's going on?
That's why
Well,
I
I just give you
uninstalled
a rabbit
TikTok.
hole. I heard about the rabbit hole. I went down that rabbit hole without even I have a TikTok account. I just don't use it. And I was like, this is disgusting. Show me more.
Why can't I stop? And then Instagram's like, hi. You're like, okay, Instagram, goodbye. Trying to be TikTok and not doing it very, very well. But anyway, that's
Yeah,
going
I
to be
remember
it.
when Instagram was trying to be like the new YouTube, with they were really trying to push the IGTV.
Yeah, Instagram have tried to be everything at this point, and they're failing miserably.
It's a shame. That's why I'm a former model on there, because I can't deal with Instagram's bullshit anymore.
Yeah, same.
I had half a
same.
million followers on there, and I don't know where the hell I am anymore. And it's just mostly because all their policy
You're
changes.
in the moment. You're right with us, Pop.
Yes, I'm here.
You're a real
But Instagram's
person.
bullshit.
Yeah, I have a lot
here.
to say about Instagram, but I won't go into it because we'll be here
I
for
would love
another
to
hour.
do it. Like just a social media bitch out.
We'll do it. We'll do it soon. But yes, that's going to be it from
Okay.
all of us. So thank you all very much for watching. Follow at Fully Rendered TV on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube and iTunes, Google
Please
Podcasts,
subscribe, like, comment,
everywhere else.
subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit the little bell. Never hit the
Hit
little
the little bell for
Never do
notifications.
it.
Farewell.
We love you. Bye.
Remember you.
Love you.